Hi, everybody. Oh my gosh. Okay. It is April 4th. Whatever year this is, whatever time this is, we're still stuck in the middle of this freaking quarantine. And I am super excited to be here tonight. I was missing last week or yesterday or whenever. I was missing for a long time. Drinking my hot water with my oregano oil. In it and very excited. Okay, looking to see. Hi, you guys. Oh, there you are. You guys, I was like, oh my God, one day and I'm gone. And you people don't show up. I was like, oh, I'm sad. But I'm not sad. I was going to talk anyway. Might as well talk to myself. Okay, hi, you guys. We had really fun birthday dinner last night. I was asked not to film it because I had cranky people at my house and they were like, don't put us on your YouTube. You just want us for our pictures. I was like, okay, really? So we had Italian food. We had, what did we have? Chicken cacciatore. We had, yeah, chicken cacciatore. That's what everybody wanted. I had big salad with chicken and onions because I like to keep people away from me right now. And then we had, oh, look, I'm going to scratch right off of there. Okay. I scratched a thing. There was like a dot in the middle of my face. And then we had yummy Black Forest cake. I also had a strawberry shortcake, but I may have stuck my fork into it before it got down the street. So that was a no-go. So I took John up to Vaughn's and we had delicious Black Forest cake and wine. And I mean, I don't drink, but he does. And it's his birthday anyway, so he can do what he wants. And yeah, okay, so I just got a message. My face is right in your face, you guys. Okay, so I just got a message from my little friend Estelle, okay, official Estelle Day, Jaffer Cosmetics, the Jaffer Royal collection. Now, I know y'all want to know what gloss I'm wearing, so I have to tell you suddenly. Now I can't read it. It's the pink one. It's J18155AA, but look, Jafra Royal Jelly. It's just the pink. This is my gloss. This is the one I love because I can put on really dark liner and then go like this. I'm so not a makeup person for you people showing you, like to show online. I'm dysfunctional at showing people, but it's Estelle's and it's official Estelle Day. And then her mom, Jana, I'm saying hi. Okay, Estelle, I think, told me what sign her mom was, but if I say Scorpio, I think I'm going to fuck it up. Because sometimes people who aren't Scorpios don't want me guessing that they are a Scorpio because, you know, that pisses people off. So she's going to text me and tell me what her mom is. But this is the fun lip liner and I love this. It's so good. Okay, now, all right. Sorry, texting YouTube. Okay. YouTube. All right. So let's see. All right. Yeah, it's the best lip gloss ever. It's so great. It's the, yeah, Jaffa Royal. Can you see? I can't even see that little. I've eaten so much sugar that I used to go to Jaffa parties in the 80s. I know. Well, Estelle's grandmother and Jana's mom was the one that started the company. Anyway, Estelle is the granddaughter and she's repackaged or redone it. And she's super cool and you would love her. And today I received information that she was running up and down her driveway. That's where she was exercising. And then, of course, Carol, you guys don't know Carol, but Carol's real cute. She's a Leo. Me, Estelle, and Carol are all Leos. Carol did not walk as far as she should have today, so we need to support her for tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be her walking day. I don't know where she's going to walk to, and I don't know what she's going to do, but we're just going to encourage her to walk. I know Scorpios are really great, but if you're not a Scorpio, then the people that they're not Scorpios, they're like, I'm not a Scorpio. They get like that. Okay, so I have a few, okay, so adventures in the supermarket. Of course, we're waiting in line at the supermarket, right? And yeah, this is my shirt. This is actually, look, this is actually, oops, I shouldn't even show you. But this is my belt, and I get sick of wearing black with no shiny, so I tied my belt around my back. True story. True story. At the supermarket yesterday, oh, wait, where was I going here? At the supermarket yesterday, we were in line, and this lady, she had her mask on and her gloves and her groceries. So we had our stuff behind her, and it looked like she was at the end of the line because she's where you do the bags, and she was like bagging her stuff and getting ready to go out. And so John walks right up, and then, you know, he got the look. He got the look like, and I'm thinking to myself, you've got the thing on your face and you've got the gloves on. So like anything he does to you probably isn't going to stick to you. But there was no commenter down. The lady at the cash register was pissing herself laughing though. That was really fun. That was super fun. We had a lot of fun doing that. I know people are a little bit crazy, but this is what I was going to say. I had to mention this. I'm going to mention two things first. Okay, so what I wanted to mention is I get a lot of people on different social medias that say things like, be careful, or, you know, when you go out, be careful, stay safe, be careful. I know that's the buzzword, and some of them are very well intentioned, but when I respond, I know he got the look. He did get that look. He got the look like, fuck you, get away from me look. And like, he just turned 74 yesterday. So if anything, he should be scared, but he's not. So yeah, I know. But he's like, it's really annoying, but he's fine. Like he even was like, if I get it, I get it, but I'm not stopping like going out, as in getting groceries, picking my cake for my birthday, because people want to yell at me in line or whatever they were doing. But what was so funny is, okay, so I get a lot of people when I post, you know, my hiking stuff and that, and they're like, be careful, be safe. And when I ask them about what, some people think that maybe I'm being a bitch. I'm not saying I can't be a bitch, but I'll tell you the adoptees lesson. Well, actually, I scratched that. I'll tell you. Scratch that. We have a lesson. We're on the prison planet. We've been kidnapped here. This is kidnapping. This is kidnapping 101. All of us have been hijacked. We're here and we're hijacked. But yeah, I was saying I get a lot of people that say, oh my gosh, be careful, or oh, and not so much like today. I'm talking in the past when I was doing my videos. And some of the people use concern as a way of, this is the way I feel about it. If you're concerned for me, you're going to tell me I'm concerned you're going to fall off a rock, or you're going to hit your head, or someone's going to stab you, or whatever. But a lot of stay safe. See, okay. So what I said to this lady yesterday, and I got yelled at again, but you know, people were saying stay safe. And I mean, I'm like, you mean like you stay safe from stopping smoking or shooting up drugs or drinking your alcohol? You mean stay safe like that? Or you mean me stay safe walking out of my car to get something, or me stay safe in the mountains where nobody is with me? You mean stay safe like that? So I have a problem with that because, and not, people can say whatever the hell they want, and I don't take it personally and I don't care. Okay, there's one there. Stay safe from mountain lions. That's productive because they're telling me what to stay safe from. That's good. That doesn't make me wonder if they're threatening me or encouraging me. But no, because some people, I call them concern trolls, which is a term that runs around the internet. But some people do say shit and they use concern as a way of masking it in society. But really they're saying it's a threat. It's a veiled threat. I've had many of those, so I'm very well aware of it. Not that everybody's doing that. But when you say stay safe, okay, let's look at Sigil Magic and intention, verbal intention. When you say something, and I learned this from my youngest, my Keithy, but I really did want him to stay safe when he was little because he was a rascal. But when he was younger, he used to say, why are you so negative? I used to say to him, bye, have a nice day, be careful, right? Or when he learned to drive, I was like, bye, have a nice day, be careful. This is wobbling a bit, sorry. So I would say those things to him, and he would say, why are you being so negative? And I'm like, why am I so negative? And he'd say, because you're assuming I'm not going to be careful. And I'm like, you are right. So I learned through my child that the intention of your words and what you say plants a seed in someone's head. There's no reason to tell me to be careful or anyone to be careful, because we are going to be careful. Why would we not be careful? There's no reason we wouldn't be careful unless we're crazy and we don't care if we're careful. So it was intention. And Sigil Magic is the idea of saying something, presenting it before it happens. So I don't like it presented in wording. Okay, so let me give you an example. When somebody says, oh, you know, be careful you don't fall off the third story, I'm thinking to myself, well, that's not a be careful. That's someone putting an intention. That's what I'm trying to distinguish between somebody saying be careful. Not that they're, oh, it wasn't my birthday. Oh my God, thank you. Yeah, no, it was John's birthday, but he thanks you too. Um, okay, yeah, somebody named whoever is a weirdo stalker. I couldn't read that quick enough. It's okay, stalkers are weirdo, who cares? But it's the intention stuff. Like you might just get hurt. You've seen it in all the movies where they go up to somebody and they're in front of policemen. They're like, you need to really, okay, but happy birthday, John. See, yay. Okay, thanks you guys. And thanks for the super chat too. Because I may buy more cake with it. That's what I may do, actually. I'm gonna try not to. I'm hoping the grocery store is closed when I'm finished with this because my inkling is to get more cake. That is my inkling. Thank you so much. Yeah, so anyway, what happens, you've seen it in those scary movies where someone's testifying against someone else in court and somebody will walk by them and go, you should watch that your brakes aren't cut in your car. Like you should play it safe. Yeah, be safe gaslighting, whoever just said that. The cake was delicious. And again, I may have eaten the first cake. Thank you guys for that. I may have eaten the first cake on the way out the door, like some kind of animal, maybe with my hands. Has anybody else done that? Like, okay, when I used to get like the week before my period, when I was younger, when I was really hormonally out of whack, I would like drive by a grocery store. This is true. I might have been in my 30s at the time, but I would drive by the grocery store and I would go into the bakery and I'm like, there's a whole cake. And I would buy the cake. And then I'd be like, nah, I'm just going to take a little bit while I'm driving. And I'd inevitably end up at home with cake from head to toe, cake all over my face, cake on the floor of the car. Driving while eating cake was like the motto in our house, but it was delicious. Thank you. We had really fun last night, although my boys are cranky because they're cranky. Because who's not cranky? The hostage taking. But that's what I was going to say with the intention. With Sigil Magic, it's an intention to say things to people veiled. There's an intention behind it. It's in plain sight, but there's an undercurrent. And I'm not talking about whoever mentioned this to me today. They actually thought I was being a bitch. And I was trying to say, I was asking a question, like, if you want me to stay safe from what? Because I post every day hiking and running and all of those things. So what is it you want me to stay safe from? Because I'm not doing anything I don't normally do. So yeah, Keithy was cranky, but Keithy would not let me take his picture yesterday. He's like, do not take my picture. And he walked off. I'm like, somebody been playing video games too long? Yes. But yeah, so Sigil Magic, look in our society. Look at, what was it? Oh my God, I forget the name of it now. What they did last year in New York, November 21st, 2001, about the pandemic. They spoke about it. They talked about it. What if it gets out of control? We need to get people that society trusts, all of those things, right? So that's what's happening now. We have these people showing up on TV and they're like serious outfits telling us stuff. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Event 201. Thank you. I was like, the one in New York, Event 201. Exactly. Thank you guys for the super chats. If I don't mention everybody's name, it's not that I'm not noticing. They go up and I see the colors up there and I'm like, awesome, amazing. It may be a cake night. It may be cake and coffee and sugar, and then I'll be up all night, and then there'll be a second video like at 3 a.m. So event 201, and then there's the identification 2020, which is Bill Gates's heading, which is, event 201, but it's 2020 now. The ID, the electronic ID, I forget what you call it. It's cake night. Cake night. Yeah, it's ID 2020, IDI 2020, whatever. Somebody knows what that's called. Anyway, what that is, now it's really interesting because a lot of people have been talking about the mark of the beast. What is the mark of the beast, right? Like, because the beast, we're in the beast system. So this is a totally satanic system that we're in my opinion. And we are being held hostage. This is a hostage taking. It's just a matter of time. Yeah, ID 2020. There you go. And so what they're doing, the mark of the beast to me is if you start to believe Estelle. Oh, there's Arlene. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention Arlene. Shit, you saw Arlene go up there. Arlene is one of my besties. And she did not mention how far she walked today. She didn't mention it. So she too was on the walk list. Okay, so we have Estelle. We have Estelle's mom, Jana. We have Carol, and we have Arlene. And all of these girls must walk tomorrow. Now, I know Estelle is running up and down the driveway. Arlene did a video on her street, but I don't know if she's running up and down her street or the driveway because her driveway's short. I don't know where Carol's going to run, but she will find somewhere to walk, run. I know where I'm going, but I can't say because there are trail spies and trail tattletales. So we can't have that. No, I didn't have, I know. And good, you guys are walking too. But yeah, okay, Sloan, do you run on the trails? Of course I do. Okay, I have to say this. If you, I can't. Trail trolls. Oh my God, aren't they the fucking trail trolls? Okay, so here's what I don't understand. Call me crazy, call me arrogant, call me a lawbreaker, shoot me dead. But all these bitches on our trail were running up and down our trail after the outbreak happened. It's just when they put a sign up, the trail was closed, that they went, no, you need to stay in now. It's so dangerous. And I'm thinking, well, you were just there less than 24 hours ago, right? So doesn't that make you kind of a hypocrite? I think so. But I don't go on those trails. There's Estelle. Look, you guys, it's Estelle. Estelle was running up and down her driveway. Oh, maybe I have that video. I might have that video. I love to show Estelle's videos on here because we have this. Again, there we are. There's Estelle's makeup. Look, Jafra Royal jelly. And that, I'm going to put more on. Because sometimes when you eat cake all day, your lips get very, very dry. See? Mwah. That's Estelle. It makes me kissable, but I don't want these people kissing me right now. They may have cooties, these fucking people in line at the grocery store. Okay, so what happens when, now I'm going on trails where it says, it doesn't say closed, and I'm going on people's backyards where it's their backyards and their property. So I can rock climb in your backyard if you tell me and there's nobody there. So you can't get me. But they want to get me because they're meanies and they're worried about the trail that they were on 5 seconds before someone posted a sign on it, which means they're hypocrites. And I just thought I'd mention them because, you know, that's the shit that I do. Okay, let's see. I think Estelle, now I'm going to have to go to her Facebook because I think it was on her Facebook that she was doing a run up and down, or maybe it was on, I don't know. I'm going to look, and if I can't find it, I'm going to have to stop being obnoxious while I'm on. Oh, here, look, you guys. Here, I'll turn it down. Oh, wait. There, can you see? She's up here. There's Estelle. See, she's...
And I'm at my grandparents' house in Malibu during the quarantine. I'm exercising.
I know she's exercising.
I came
See?
over to check on things. Everything looks great. But this has been like crazy. I mean,
see? That's Estelle. She's doing a driveway walk. She's going up there, and she's right. She's a ninja. Estelle is one of the ninjas. Ninja! She's a ninja. So she's done really good. Okay, the foundation I use. What freaking foundation do I use? You guys asked me that. Okay, Shape Tape foundation. What is that? God, I can't remember the name. Look up Shape Tape. Whatever foundation. That's what I'm wearing tonight. And I'm wearing Estelle's, you know, I didn't sleep at all and ate too much sugar under eye cover. That's what I call it. Yeah, Tarte. Yeah, Shape Tape. I'm using their Shape Tape underlining one, but not, it's the lower one, not the higher one. They got stuff with other stuff in it too. It's fantastic. I like it. And I'm wearing, what kind of blush? Oh my God, I can't even remember. Something. See, I can't remember. I get stuck. You asked me lipsticks, now you ask me foundations. Now I got to come with that. Okay, so anyway, Sigil Magic. When you look at the Sigil Magic, right? Stella. Oh, nobody knows why everybody's calling me Stella. It's hilarious. And I have to keep explaining. It's a streetcar named Desire, and it's Marlon Brando. So I need to keep saying that to everybody. Because he was a prick husband and she kicked him out for doing bad shit. Okay, wait, has Haim come through with the kids? Not yet. No, I haven't. Corey Haim, you're talking about? No. Wait, please, a Covenant House. Wait, what about Covenant House? Okay. I stayed at Covenant House when I was a runaway as a kid for a while in Toronto, Covenant House. But the priest, okay, again, The guy that created all of the covenant houses, he was Father whoever, long time ago. He probably have to be 100 years old or whatever. He was exiled in shame, but I think it was in upstate New York. He was another one. He did so good and then so bad. I know. What was that with the Kennedys, right? Okay, so the Sigil Magic, what I was saying when people, oh, my mom worked at Covenant House. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I stayed at Covenant House. And it was the one that was for under 21. So they had different ones. Yeah, that was Toronto, and it was freezing cold. And I got in a fight in a park because this chick stole my boots. Long, boring story. Anyway, I got my boots back because you weren't going to take my boots because I had no boots. You had to take them off when he went in the door, and one of the other girls went and walked out with them. I'm like, come on. Now I don't have shoes. You had shoes, and your shoes were shitty. I want my boots back. Damn it, I want my boots back. Okay, so Sigil Magic again is speaking an intention or hiding in plain sight. So when people say things masked in a conversation of concern, that's what I'm saying is like control, concern trolls. That's what I'm saying when people say things like, oh, make sure you're careful, make sure you don't fall out the window, make sure, your car doesn't lose its brakes. That's kind of a that's covert. And it's a covert way of speaking. Sigil Magic, okay, yeah, fuck concern. I don't do that anymore. I don't tell my kids to be careful. I in my head raise my thinking, and I assume that they're going not narcissistic sociopaths with an agenda. Exactly. I mean, you have no agenda, but they have an agenda. Somebody put Josh Brolin. I have no idea. That just struck me as funny. They do that stuff. Like as I said, Keithy taught me that. He's like, don't assume something's going to happen to me and I'm in danger. Don't go there with that right away because that puts the intention out there. So like when people say, for example, what's going on right now with all the people that are sick or not sick or whatever really is going on, what's happening with that is they're if you watch the news, which I will not, but what they're doing is they're peppering society. Thank you for the super chat, wherever that just went now. So they're peppering society with fear. So it was Johnny's birthday, you guys. Oh my God, but thank you. I kind of sounded like it was mine, but it was Johnny's. I was there for cake. That's what I'm there for. I'm there from cake. Oh, thank you guys. Somebody from Geneva, Illinois. I just saw that. It went up. What happens is they have people acting like they're sick in society. We are running around like we are all sick, which then restructures the way we think because we're so afraid of being sick instead of knowing we're not going to be sick. I don't believe we're going to be sick. I just don't think we're going to be sick. I think all of us here, if we get sick, are going to be able to fight it or move through it. So why would I walk around in a hazmat suit when I just don't believe I'm going to get sick? Now, if I was sick, I would not go out because that's common freaking ridiculous sense, right? If I was sick, I wouldn't go out. So why would I go out if I was sick? I know people do, but I would not. So when it comes to Sigil Magic, let's look at a lot of the movies we've seen in the past have this, let's see, are only the bad getting sick? Well, I don't know that I'd say that. But there's people, I know two people actually, and they both have very similar stories. As I said, I know two people, both of them are over 70. Both of them happen to be in the same profession as me. And both of them, oh yeah, we've got to check on our celebrity friends over here. Hello, folks. We have to check on them to see what these fuckers are doing while they're in quarantine. But I know two people that got sick, okay? And the two people that got sick described the experience the same way. They described the experience as elevating them. Actually, I know a third person because I got a text from a friend of mine I hadn't heard from in a while. He is almost 60, so not quite as old. And so it's all these men I've been getting calls from that have been telling me about it in this profession, in the healing profession, people I've worked with. And it was interesting because they describe it the same way as an elevation of energy, moving the energy up for them. Now, they all describe having the shivers. They describe not being able to eat. All three of these people are exercisers, so they exercise every day of their life. Wait, what about Scuba diving suit. Oh God. If I had a scuba diving suit, I'd fucking wear one to the supermarket just to be an a-hole. But these people all exercised and probably ate very well. I know two of them did. Ate very well in life. So they were already stronger. And one of them had, actually two of them may have had like some somewhat pre-existing things. But thank you for the birthday wishes, you guys, for John. I will tell him because he too wouldn't allow himself on camera. Couldn't get a picture of anybody yesterday. It was like, fuck, what's wrong with you people? So, oh God. And if you're, I forgot, it's a Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. If you guys are out there, buy a lottery ticket. I bought mine. I did because I considered it to be lucky. That's what I considered. I forgot to tell everybody that. I think you can still do it. Okay, so what I was saying is the people that got sick, they described as not having much of an appetite, but just needing to eat very specifically. Actually, maybe 1 or 2 days where they felt completely. Buy a lottery ticket. It's good luck tonight. Get there before 8 o'clock. I don't know what side of the country you're on. 8 o'clock, California. Yeah, oregano oil's awesome. So they described the illness. They had it, all of them had it for roughly a week, just slightly under a week. And all of them feel like they are spiritually evolved at this point, energetically, like their soul structure is different. It's all three said the same thing. I found it interesting because even though they're healers, I would say one of them wasn't as much of a person that believed in spiritual elevation through illness, but it brought them to the other side. This is what they told me. And I'm just saying because I asked specifically, when somebody says that they have, sick and said it was a flu, it took a week to get over. You may have had it too. When somebody says that all these people on the planet are passing away from this, I am not seeing people on TV crying over their relatives passing away like I see in every other circumstance. So I need to see stuff like that so I can like view it. It's a little bit like an assault of fear. And everything is fearful if you live on this planet because it's a prison planet and we've been held hostage. So we're all trying to escape. So it is fearful. However, just because there's fearful things, like I don't see that stopping people from shooting up drugs. I really don't. Smoking heroin, smoking vape, it's a hellhole. Smoking cigarettes, drinking till their freaking organs fall out of their body. And I never hear one of those people go, oh yeah, be safe. Or the people eating atrociously where they're up over way the fuck overweight with diabetic problems and they're not stopping or correcting it, but they're telling you to watch the virus. Well, I don't know what to say to that. I think they should watch their health first. Sorry, bitchy here, but it's true. Are you aware of the horrific side effects of 5G? Yes. Well, I do think I've wondered about the 5G, and I know there's a lot, we don't have 5G. Yeah, I know Spain had the 5G rollout, and thank you for the super chat, you guys, all of you that are doing that. Thank you so much. I know Spain had it, and I know Italy had it, and I'm not sure whatever else is going on. I think, again, there's 3 different agendas going on. One of them is a virus. However, my understanding, dizzy, yeah, my ears get red right here, like they start to get inflamed and red, which is really weird for me, because now I don't have hair to cover it. It's offensive to look at, but they literally start to get red. And they've been doing all the towers outside of our house, all the way up and down in our neighborhood for quite some time, like 2 years. And they just put up all these new towers. And so, yeah, Wuhan was the first one. When you're talking about a virus that comes from an animal to a human, first of all, they have said, now this is their words, not mine, because I'm not a doctor and I don't fucking know shit. Except I do know what doesn't make me feel bad. But what I feel like is a virus that is not living, which this apparently is like an alien virus that isn't alive. So if the virus is not alive, therefore it cannot transfer from human to animal, animal to human. I think it was a bat. Like, why blame the bats, really? I mean, I know these people eat weird shit, but people eat weird shit. I personally think people eat shrimp. Like, that horrifies me. I don't know what to say. I just can't look at shrimp. Oysters are right out of the question. It's like snot. It's like snot in a shell. I can't. That's all I can think about. I just can't. I know people love it, but they love it. So you can't really say they can't eat this when you eat stuff like that. It's like, what are we going to banish all this? However, the poor bats, they do want to be free, they told me. I'm kidding. But nonetheless, bats get blamed for a lot. Remember, if they bit you, you could die from a bat bite. Now they were causing a pandemic, you know? I don't know. That doesn't strike me as accurate because I'm thinking it's not a live virus. They're literally saying it's not a live virus. If it's not alive and it's foreign, it cannot transfer from an animal to a human. That's just like medically impossible, I believe. I might be wrong because we know I'm not a doctor. You know, another person who's not a doctor would be that guy that used to run that company. I'm not going to say his name, but his first name might be Bill. He used to run that company and he sold all his stocks out of his company just the month before, a week before this thing hit. Yeah, that one, that back door, shut the gate guy. Shut the door. Yeah, exactly. That piece of person. Anyway, that guy sold all his stocks. Miracle before this broke out. Fucking miracle. How psychic is he to do that? It's fucking amazing. The reason he did that, right? I know it's insider trading. I know they jacked Martha Stewart up and threw her ass in jail, although it was Fed jail, not the jail I'd go to, okay? But he sold it, so he must be a fucking genius. And then once he sold it, right? He decides now that was a publicly traded company. So now he can go behind the scenes, right? And he can go into meds, whatever, big pharma, and he can do all of that. And it's not a conflict of interest. But suddenly, this Einstein is a freaking doctor. He's a fucking doctor. And now this is the mark of the beast, in my opinion, not because it is, quote, the mark of the beast or biblical, but it kind of is biblical. They want to mark us all with vaccines. Okay, I'm going to say it again. You can send me all the hate mail you want. You can heckle me. You can call me a dumb bitch. My body, my choice. If that applies, and people picketed for that, it applies to vaccines. It's my body. It's my choice. You are not putting your concoction into my body because Mr. Shut the Back Gate, I don't trust you. I don't even like the way you look. And apparently you come from family members that were on the board of PG&E. Just saying, we don't have a good track record with those people either because they don't care what they dump into the drinking water that causes cancer all over people, which horrifies them. Like, they don't care. So if you come from a family that did that, I don't know that your ethics are in line with what I want in my body. Like, do I get to decide or do you get to just vaccinate? This is where it's going to come down to, because ID 2020, basically this person that I'm talking about, right? I want to use Jaffra. Look up Estelle. Official Estelle Day on Instagram. Look up that and find her link, and then on Facebook too. But I don't think I need, now this is just my opinion, but see, when people are scared, this is the problem I'm having. Yes, he is one of those. He comes from that bloodline, which I can't say, or I'll get kicked off of wherever I get kicked off of. Twitter, so far I've been kicked off of. But you can't say it's a blanket statement that we all need to have injections in order to travel. But that's where ID 2020 is going. That is not okay. I don't care if you're scared, be scared, but don't put your fear onto me. See, it's transference. I don't want to be afraid. I choose not to see it that way. Like you people that smoke and drink and shoot up, you choose to think you're healthy. That's your choice. I don't care what you do. I don't care. You fucking take care of yourself and I'll take care of myself. And least of all, right? It's not okay. I know. But what I'm saying is people talk this way, but we have that going on. So that's one agenda. It's to mark us all. Did you not see, was it just me? Who sent me the video? I have no idea, so I apologize. Did you guys see the video where they had some of the people putting the chip like right here in the corner of their wrist to open their cars and get in their house? I'm like, I'll just stick with my keys, thanks. But what we must remember energetically is if we all stick together to, I support you regardless of whether I agree with you or not, okay? As long as it's not illegal, like, and I'm talking really illegal, I'm not talking stepping foot, on a piece of property that nobody should own anyway, like that, because it's taxpayer property, but I'm not going to get into that. But we need to support each other, period, because we can't all do the same thing, right? We can't all agree, and we come from different spaces in our head, energetically, spiritually, psychically. We come from different spaces. So when we come from different spaces, we need to actually support other people's growth and development, whether we like it or not. Like, I wanted to breastfeed my son. I know no one cares. My Jason, I wanted to breastfeed him, so I did. I had people tell me, don't do it, do this. I had a best girlfriend I grew up with, best friend in the world. After 3 weeks, she was like, fuck that kid. That kid's getting a bottle. And I was like, I support you, even though it was totally against like what I was doing. I support her. She's my friend. That's her choice and her right. I don't need to be a Nazi and make her think like me or vice versa. These people are doing that. They're actually trying to shame you. And there is, at this point, no mandatory law to wear masks. You don't have to, okay? It's voluntary. People are going, the CDC said. The CDC is a privately run organization. They're privately run. They are a company that gets their own money. They're not a government spoken for organization. Why we even contract to them, I don't know. We should actually throw these people out. The head of the CDC has a little bit of a questionable past, if you want to look that guy up, and I can't think of his name right now. But he has a little bit of a questionable past. The CDC, because they say something is a private organization, is like naming a company like Bear or Kleenex. These are brand names. It's not the name of the entire idea. It's something that we identify with, like Coca-Cola, not cocaine. Some people identify with that too. But what I'm saying is, it's like Coca-Cola. What we're talking about is soda. Coca-Cola took over a monopoly on the name because they shoved the advertising down our throats, which is why we say, oh yeah, what's his name? That guy. Is that guy really on People magazine is like smart as sexy? Nothing about that man is sexy. Or, I mean, I don't know if he's smart or not. He might be smarter than me. Have no idea. But anyway, they want to put things in our, like right here as a banking and a medical code. I don't want to be tracked by anybody, because I'm here to be free. And whether you people think it's in my best, not you people, I mean, society thinks it's in my best interest. People, it's in your best interest. You haven't asked me what's in my best interest. I know what's right for me. Just like you try to make a drug addict quit doing drugs, they'll do it when it's right for them. That's why it doesn't work any other way. It doesn't work. You can scream, you can yell, you can beat them, you can put them in jail, and I guarantee you they're going to use drugs again until they decide not to. So that's how I feel about it. But we all need to kind of support each other. No, we're already being tracked. We are so being tracked. So I went to Hollywood yesterday. Me and John took a drive to Hollywood. The homeless were out, not a lot, but a few, and they were standing talking to each other. We did see one working girl come out of somewhere in an alleyway. So people are still employing the working girls in Hollywood. I was glad. I don't know about how their families are going to feel about it. But anyway, she came out of the alleyway. What caught our eye was the clothes she was not wearing. There was not enough people on the street to block it. I was like, whoa. And then I was like, she's kind of cute. Anyway, she's making her living, and whoever she was with was doing what they needed to do and probably going home to their family and acting like they came home from work is all I can say. Yeah, so again, I always wonder, like, I'm not going to say it tonight, but so she was on the street. The two guys, there were two other guys, and there was like 5 policemen on the opposite side of the street and up a bit. And I'm talking between like Cahuenga and Highland, okay? So I just did like that tour. And then I went down to the Hollywood Freeway, and I was just looking to see, the whole tent people were out on the side of the road. Like, there's a whole tent community. They have their flags. I could see Cuban flags. I could see Mexican flags, and I could see some other flag. I didn't know what flag that was. I figured it was like a pirate ship flag, but could have been his tent. I could see them all out there. So there were at least 6 tents in a row, side by side, no traffic whatsoever, till we got on the 134 going north. Okay, so then, no, it wasn't the 134. It's whatever, the Hollywood Freeway going north. So like you're going north. And I was like, oh my God, there's a fucking traffic jam. I'm like, y'all are supposed to be in. I thought I was going to get to go up and down the freaking freeway for fun. No, dead stop. So anyway, but then it cleared up and we don't know. There's helicopters out tonight. Yes. Well, the helicopters, I see, let's see, give it to me straight. No chaser. I can't. People hate my guts. I get like fucked up. They think I'm being mean. I don't, this is just my opinion, but we're not allowed to have opinions in this country, apparently. We're supposed to follow. And again, I'm going to take a sip of this, hold on. I got these emails, these emails from adults emailing me, basically trying to bully me into a political way of thinking. And I'm thinking, okay, seriously? That's not even who I am? Like, don't even go there with me. I like parts and pieces of everything. I will never commit to anything, and I will not do what a group does. I'll do what's right for me and my mind, because it's my mind. I was getting bullied. I was getting these fucking emails. I'm serious. I was like, motherfucker, these people should go work for, like, I don't know, the SS party in Germany or something. Bring it back, because they're like, I'm like, what is this? It was hilarious. I was like, wow, this is just like something weird. I've never seen it. I may not agree. Yes, the mafia, but it's the political mafia. Yeah, I'm ignoring them, but I have to stand up. See, when someone says that, I'm like, how dare you tell me how to think? I don't care if you agree with me. I don't agree with you. So what makes you right over me? It drives me crazy. They think that their opinion matters because somebody in society, entertainment, I don't know, their priest, their preacher, their mother, their grandmother, Mick Jagger, I don't know, somebody agrees with them. Who cares? I can still like what you do, and you can vote for whoever the hell you want. I don't care. It doesn't affect me anyway, because you're going to do what you're going to do no matter what I say. So these people actually are under the impression that what they say matters, which cracks me up. So no, I didn't respond. Well, one person I did. But I was like, wow, it is very frightening. There's this bullying going on. And now I'm noticing it in the grocery store with everybody covered from head to toe. There were 3 of us in there. I just went because, I got to peruse the grocery stores. It's my only realm of shopping these days. And whipped cream is in slim demand. Like, I mean, they've taken all the whipped cream out of the stores, so I'm constantly looking for whipped cream. If you don't want to gain weight, like, make a little bowl of whipped cream and put some hot chocolate sprinkle stuff on it, and that will be your dessert. So it's sugar, but it's not that fattening. That's what my kids think dessert is most of the time, because I would do that just so I wouldn't gain weight. That's my cheat trick. Don't eat the whole can of whipped cream. I've done that too. Okay, let me see. I can't see it. Anyway, so it was very interesting. We were all over Hollywood, and that was kind of cool. The tent people, or the homeless, I call them the tent people though, because this particular block of Hollywood Boulevard has very nice, clean tents. And so they've taken over that land, which is interesting. I didn't see a lot of people under bridges. I saw some like up high going up Cahuenga. There's like a corner of the freeway. I saw some up there. I saw some like when you drive down the freeway, if you look, you can kind of see it. So those are kind of off-gridders. My neighborhood, huge stack up coming off the 5 of tents all in one area, huge. I mean, but I didn't see people there. So the trailers are parked everywhere. So the people in the trailers, however, they're in their trailers. So those are their homes, kind of like homes on their back. Those are their homes. But it was very interesting. So we did that. We traveled all over. And again, every grocery store is full of people. Starbucks, interesting story. So a friend of I and me go to Starbucks. You can't go in, but you go through the drive-thru. So the girl at the drive-thru window, not my normal Starbucks, a different one. She's talking about, what the nurses and doctors, her friends are saying, right? And how it's so dangerous and how it's been a month and so many people. And I'm just looking at her as she grabs my card, my bank card, and she grabs it with a tissue. She pays for the order, hands it back to me. It's okay. I Lysol my cards every day. That sounds weird, but those are probably really dirty. They're dirty anyway, and none of us have ever died from that before. However, I noticed that she takes the tissue and then she like itches her face with it. I'm thinking, well, now whatever was on my card is probably on your face. And then she's touching her cash register and she's like, it's so dangerous. And she's going on and on, like she's paranoid, right? And I'm thinking to myself, well, the 3 people crammed in the Starbucks window, right? You know how you do that. They're crammed in your window, but you don't know what they did at night. They could have been visiting that working girl on Hollywood Boulevard. No offense to her because she was cute, but you in bright hot pink and very little of it, kind of like very little to the imagination, which was very inventive of her at this time because she definitely stood out. Um, and her weave when she came out of the was kind of great. It was brilliant. It was right out of a movie, and I thought it was great. Anyway, we just were like, huh? What's going on? Yeah, they don't take it seriously over there down in that neck of the woods. But anyway, so you don't know if somebody at your work is sneaking into somebody's house to see their girlfriend, to do whatever. There's poker games going on all over the place. Maybe it's only 3 people in other people's houses, but you don't really know what's going on. You don't know when they leave. Is it on that? And for all you glove wearers, what the hell is on your plastic gloves and why can't you put them in the garbage? Do you know how many gloves I saw out there? What's with that? Anyway, that's what happened. That was super fun though. That was like really fun. But then my friend behind me in the car, she comes through Starbucks and the guy gives her coffee, pops his head, his sniffly little head out the window into her car to look around and tells her it's a nice car. And I'm like, so he's trying to kill you in the car. I was just like, hey buddy, personal space. Not forget the 6 feet apart, personal space at the drive-through window. It was hilarious. I was like, oh, wow. So what I do now before I pull up, no, I'm kidding. I don't really do this, but I have the little spray, alcohol spray like this. You know, we're going to be a bunch of nuts, right? Yeah. Okay. So now we've got to check Instagram before I go into the, reading and astrology and all that, but we want to check on hello, folks. So we're going to check and see what Mr. Coronavirus stranded in Australia has to say about his journey. Somebody emailed me if I thought he was going to write a book to make more money. Well, of course, if he could write a book to make more money, or a movie, better yet, he would. So to answer that question, yeah, but I want to see what he's posting. Because if I had this terrible plague thing, really, and I was famous, hugely famous. Notice how a lot of them are getting it. Ask yourself, does that make sense to you? When your grandmother didn't get it, but these fuckers get it? Anyway, if I was that famous and I got it, I might want to describe it like my friends described to me. They actually wrote it on their Facebook, what they experienced. Okay, so all of them took the time to write it out, and then their friends, of us that talk to them, talk amongst ourselves like this happened, that happened. These 3 stories sound the same. They're telling people, in case you're afraid, this is what happened. This guy who's upwards of 60 something, right? He doesn't tell anybody, and he could, because we're all supposed to take him seriously because he's a good guy, because he's in the media. He's a good guy. Sorry, sarcasm out here. His PR firm has said, and he's been packaged as a good guy. So he came back into this country. TMZ got a hold of a video of him driving himself home from somewhere, wherever, and then said that he arrived in LA. And I was like, great, now we can hear all about it because, right? So his last post was on March 24th. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days ago. He posts on Twitter, but it doesn't even sound like him. He doesn't say, hello, folks. Anyway, we're going to look. Here's old Tom's Instagram, and this is from March 24th right here. It's that dog on the couch, and it's telling you, because when you've had this terrible virus that's making the whole fucking world shut down, you want to make sure you fill out your census, because that's what comes to mind right off the bat. Government census right away. Please fill it out. You almost died and you were held quarantined in another country, but we need you to fill out your census. That's his message to us. That's his do-gooder, helpful message after we've all supported his career and he's a sham. Anyway, so he didn't do any of that. Let's look at his wife, because I think she wanted to do the census thing too. So I want to see what she's up to. Yeah. Okay. She has posted. All right. So The last one she posted was 3 days ago. Take 10 minutes out to fill out the census, because this too is what I would be writing when I was stuck, right? So she did that, and then there was this. Hey everyone. Oh shoot. Sorry, just clicked off there. Hey everyone, I've been looking around online for ways to turn your kerchiefs into a face mask. And so she left the steps on that. Of course, this has something to do with her own handkerchiefs company. God, I'm sarcastic. Forgive me, too much cake. Now, this I haven't seen. So, whoever, let's see, Invocation, Rita Wilson, National Anthem will take part in a pre-race activities for Sundays. iRacing Pro. Okay, so they got her, let's see, April 5th. She's going to be singing the national anthem. And Michelle Pfeiffer apparently likes it. She only got 153 comments because people are getting sick of her too. She's going to do this for some racing online things. They want us to all be online. So let's see. It's nuts. I know that. No, it's not nuts how many famous people have it. There's a reason. That's one of the reasons. So she's promoting herself after having this terrible pandemic. She's not going to tell us any fucking thing about what it was, but she's promoting. Now, Ellen doesn't have it, but Ellen, of course, weirdly had to put a repost of Jane Goodall with monkeys. Now, remember, we've all been kidnapped by monkeys like the Twilight Zone, and we are in fucking cages. So this is very appropriate. She's letting us know we're in cages. The monkeys rule, and we, the humans, are being ruled by the monkeys in office. Just saying. So that's what's going on there. Then she posts this. Now her dogs are super cute and kitty and little dogs, but that red face of hers, what's that drug withdrawal going on there? Is that what that is? Or is it like bad face cream? Did she do a face peel? Okay, so there. She's doing that. That's cute. That's at home and she got her babies. Okay, that's good. Now, here we go. She's talking about the frontline workers on this, whatever this is. So this is her newest post. So she's talking, they want us all in masks, and I don't know what that's about, except I can see if you go in like a crowd on the subways in New York, that might be a bit free. You know what? We should just fucking blow the subways up in New York because people are so concerned. I think New York should actually get rid of their subways. That is also sarcasm, by the way. But the way they're talking about it, it's contracted in elevators in New York. So let's just blow them all up and there'll be no problem. Oh, there are explosions going on though. What are those from? I wonder. What would those be from? Those explosions? Because, oh my God. Okay, so when I hike in Palm Springs, you know I go up that crazy Cactus to Clouds trail. Google that shit. That's some shit. Anyway, when I go, sometimes we go off that trail and there's an old like riverbed and there's these massive prehistoric rocks, huge, like 2,000 feet. Not climbing up them. They lay flat on the ground and they're maybe like 3 feet in height, but they go straight up the hill. So what you're doing when you're climbing up there is climbing up these rocks. For the last 3 years, it's when I go that way and there's certain parts of that hill and it's facing, I think it's facing, actually think it's facing west, but I lose my bearings everywhere. Anyway, that side of the mountain, I've always seen it crumbling in an earthquake. Anyway, they have earthquakes going on right now because they're blowing up the tunnels. I'm not allowed to say that, but that's what I think. I mean, technically, New York and Toronto, underground streets, underground everything. So if they can do that, I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. That's one of the other agendas. But I'm just saying, if we want to call these people in New York's bluff about, you know, the social distancing and whatever's going on, then technically they should close down their freaking subways. Because if you're in that subway, you really, I mean, it's pretty crammed in there. If you've ever been on the subways, which you guys all probably have. So why are people still on the subways if it's that contagious? Like, I'm seriously asking that question. And there's earthquakes. Yeah, earthquake in Idaho. Earthquake just, what was in Anza? I've never heard of Anza, California. Earthquake there last night, Anza. So yeah, I know. And Chris Cuomo has it as well. All of these people have it. Yeah, oh, I know, exactly. Oh my God. Okay, this came, I gotta say, this came from the bestie Lori down the street, but this is her. She's exactly right. She's so fucking exactly right. 666. Oh, shut up. Okay. Okay, she just showed me this. Look, you guys. Numerology 666. Corona. Do. Twilight Zone. That Rod Sterling guy knew his shit. We're in cages like the dude that went up in the spaceship thinking he was going to be the king of everything up there in space, only to open his curtains and see the monkeys watching his ass while the front windows were barred and he was locked in. Yeah, he had a hottie in the bedroom, but then he was stuck in there with that shit, right? People fight. Seriously. Okay, so Lori says, and she's right about that, because I've talked about the chakras. When we can't hug and get into people's energetic fields, we can't read them. Therefore, we can't bond and we can't elevate. Okay, there's no true connection on a soul level. Okay, this computer shit is not true connection on a soul level. I can see what they're doing and they're not fooling me. And why we're allowing them to do it is bullshit. Bullshit. We're allowing them. We're saying we're going to do this. When on planet Earth have you seen the terrorists, the gangbangers, the drug dealers listen to the government? What is this? A virus? We're that afraid of it, where most people are probably going to recover, I think is what they've said. Yes, people are going to die. Don't yell at me for saying this. I mean, really, don't yell at me. People die every day. The flu, TB, all those workers downtown with homeless people get TB. They end up with TB and have to get TB shots and take that shitty ass medicine for TB all the time. Doesn't stop you from fucking strangers in a bar either, by the way. And the syphilis is in record numbers in Los Angeles, according to a big bulletin board over Sunset Boulevard. Did you know syphilis has made 100% whatever back? I'm like, no, had no fucking idea. But now that I have that idea, trust me, I wouldn't be going out there. But that doesn't stop anybody. Everybody goes out there. You hear everybody. They're still going out there. Somebody was visiting that working girl. Didn't care. But you care about this? I don't understand. It's a little bit odd. I'm not saying you should deliberately do things, but you can't restrict yourself like that. It's ridiculous. So what Lori says about the masks, here's what she says. I can't get it to pull up. She says, and I quote, "They want us in masks so we have no connection to each other, no smiles, no interaction. Therefore, not reading people, not being able to connect with them. They cut the energy cords around us. They cut everything energetically. I've said this, the meridian lines, the chakra lines. When you're pregnant, all you women out there that have, can we trust anonymous? You know, I don't trust anybody at this point in my life because I'm being held hostage by monkeys that run this planet. So I'm like, yeah, and I don't care. I'm not getting a vaccine to travel. I'm a free, autonomous, sovereign person. I'm not listening to the group mentality about how it's good for me. The fact that our children have to be vaccinated or they can't go to school says that you should eradicate the school system. That's bullshit. Not everybody has to put that vile shit in you. What are they doing to these kids? It's not okay. I understand because I get yelled at this at home, but they stopped, what was that? The lung one. Oh my God. Polio. Was it polio was the lung one? It did shut down your lungs and your walking and all of that. That was like the end of my generation, the polio shot, the vaccine. That's all great, but we're not told the truth about what's in them. And secondly, some people are going to die off. They really are, but we're going to die anyway. So, I mean, I may run out there and the guy that's visiting the girl in Hollywood while he's drinking and smoking his fucking poogie pipe down there might drive my ass over, might run me over. And then what? Just saying. It's not stopping anyone down the street. I'm not saying where down the street, but there's a guy with his orange stand out there and he's, let's see, most of us hear the dead now easily. There you go. Yes, exactly. Yeah, but we're all in cages here. So I'm just like, what the fuck? So yeah, I don't know who to trust on this, but what I do know is that as a group of people, we need to respect each other. Like if you want to stay home and wear your mask and you're whatever outfit. Like, what are you doing at night at home anyway? Are you making out with your husband? Are you, okay, graphic announcement. Are you sucking his dick? Is he going down on you? Where has he been? Did he shower from there? Did he go visit somebody? Do you know where he's been all day? Because I guarantee you, if he went to the grocery store, it could be in his pants. And it doesn't bother you. No, because you're crawling right up in that bed. He could have a shower, whatever. It could be on him. Did you hear that today? Did you hear that now I've always thought this anyway. Actually, John's always thought this. You know how you put your toothbrush beside your toilet? Okay, John would never do that since I've known him. Okay, like going back 30 years. Because he said, that's dumb. Every time you flush the toilet, whatever's going to get on your toothbrush. He literally told me that 30 years ago. So who's the Virgo in this house, right? Not him, but he's acted like one. They just said that with this virus. If you go to the bathroom and you flush the toilet and then put the lid down, you've infected your house. So really, there's nothing you can do. Because if you have it in you and you go home and you go potty and then you go in bed with your wife or your husband and then you're doing shit down there, not shit, but sex, whatever you're doing, I don't know, did you get it? See, ridiculous. I just don't know what to say. I mean, don't go on the subway. Don't go in huge crowds. If you have a fever, stay the fuck home. But I mean, seriously? And as for the trail snitches out there, you guys suck. Hello, police department. Somebody's up on the top of a mountain. There's no one else up there but one person. Like the guy, I'm on a rant tonight. Anyway, the guy in Malibu on his surfboard, they arrested him to prove a point. And they went on with some huge thing, like he could spread it, it could travel. I'm like, is it going to travel 100,000 miles through the ocean? No. See, they think we're stupid. The monkeys think we're stupid. The monkeys are running the asylum. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Not calling them monkeys, but that's a really good movie. Remember when they break out and they just jump out the window? That's what we have to do. We are now being held hostage. Okay, so now let's look at, we forgot to look at Madonna's. It's just going to send me into a damn tangent. Okay, so Madonna made something where she didn't want to give up her lifestyle and, I don't know, whatever she was blathering about. Do people actually listen to these people? I guess they do. Okay, so she did this hostage taking one. You can see the she keeps posting this. Look, she looks like a fucking, like she's been held hostage by the IRA and she's there with her, look, she's there with her. Here she is. She's like, and she's talking like that. Like, here's the proof of life. And she's there. No one cares. No one cares. Yeah, so it's very interesting. Anyway, what I think they're doing, I think what the undercurrent agenda is, how embarrassing ringing the police. Well, somebody did. I mean, they called and they keep sending us like, did you know what if these germs go around? But there was a funny story. Let me show you this picture. I don't know who this chick is, but she's, I saw her picture go around and I could not stop laughing. Oh God, do you think this is now or all? I saw her story by accident, came after yours. Fucking hilarious. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody sent me a picture of the trail snitch, and the trail snitch is now out running alone after she turned us in. Okay, sorry. All right, so there was a girl. Okay, I don't know this girl's name. She's Hispanic. She's from somewhere. Anyway, she's a fashion designer. Now, this chick caused a lot of problem. This is what they're talking about that you don't want to do. Let me show you her picture. Oh, I have to find this. Okay, hold on. I want to find it for you because I did not know who this girl was until I saw her picture. Then I'm like, oh, I've seen that meme before. Okay, so I can't understand what it says in Spanish, but hold on, let me find it. But she was sick or she got a fever. So they told her to stay home, but she's a fashion designer. So she had to go, it's not showing, oh, maybe. She had to go show her fashion designing stuff, right? So she did that and she was sick. So she went to Milan and then she went to a wedding and I think 2 people from the wedding died. She was the one that was told to stay at home. It's not funny, but she went out. See, those are the people you got to worry about. The ones that are sick and go out, not someone who's not sick. And I'm sorry, you may be a carrier, but you're probably a carrier for chickenpox, dude. This girl, I can't. I actually can't like. Oh my God. Oh, I lost it. Anyway, she's a blonde fashion designer. She's Hispanic and she traveled all over. And then she kept throwing parties, going to parties when she knew she had it. That can't happen. Okay. But like, if you don't know you have it and you're making out with your husband or wife, you've just given it to them before you even know you have it. So what is this nonsense about being a carrier? And they say if it's in the same house as you. Okay, that makes it better. You give it to somebody in your house and you're quarantined, but where have you been? So it's the same thing. And then if you can't get, I can't even discuss it anymore. It's like going to drive me crazy. Yeah, I know. We should arrest the little trail snitch, shouldn't we? Hypocritical little trail snitch. Hypocritical. Exactly. Okay, so what I feel is going on energetically, though, from a point is that ID 2020. I do feel it's the mark. I feel it's biblical, really, the mark of the beast. They've confined the whole world. That makes no sense to me. They've blamed it on something I don't feel is accurate. I don't feel is right. I think that they're not, but because there's so much confusion, we hear things all over. And then there's masks covering our energy. There's everything out of every chakra. We cannot hug or touch. So what happens after this? We really have to watch what laws they're putting through Congress right now, too, behind our damn backs. And I know what it is. It's the enlightened people on the planet. I'm trying not to say the names so I don't get kicked off of here, too, as usual. But yeah, there's a lot of it. Wait, okay. Are you talking about Procter and Gamble? No, I'm talking about the Gates family. I just said it. Okay, so these people are driving me crazy. All I can say is, if you can't hug and touch another person, then that's ridiculous, okay? Ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. I mean, the hookers are out making money, and they're doing shit, and I bet you that guy doesn't die. Just saying. And I think, yeah, exactly. Wait, Kennedys. Yeah, well, the Kennedys, I don't think the Kennedys are cursed. I think, I'm shuffling cards because we're going to do pick a pile 1, 2, or 3 because I've annoyed the shit out of you. Somebody texted me they're pigs. I don't know who's a pig. I haven't read that far yet. Have you seen, oh no, I don't know. Excited. Yeah, you guys are already picking numbers. Pick number 1, pick number 2, or number 3. What I can tell you energetically though, is in order to raise the consciousness level, number 1, you have to pray. Number 2, you cannot run around acting like you're sick. If you want to wear a mask to feel better, fine. But if you're out there afraid in a mask, cowering like I don't know, like you've committed a crime, you are putting that in your head. That tension is everything. If you assume it's negative, your brain doesn't go, oh, that's negative, that's positive. Your brain just goes, oh, that's what she wants, because I keep hearing her talk about it, or whatever, he, her, whoever. So what you want to do is you want to raise the vibration up. That's what you want to do. You want to raise it up, and you want to assume you're going to be okay. Like, why is it you who's going to get sick? Honestly, these people, why? Why is it you? It isn't you necessarily, okay? And when you get sick, why don't you deal with it at the time? So why don't we deal with everything right at the moment instead of dealing with the other shit around us, what could happen? Yes, I ain't sick. I am abundantly healthy, happy, and joyful now. That's our mantra. I am abundantly healthy, happy, and joyful now. I am abundantly healthy, happy, joyful now. I am and now with the happiness, health, and joyful there. That's what I am. And I can't just drop dead now because the monkeys that run this planet want me to stay. I can't. And they're monkeys. They're forever known as monkeys. They're a bunch. And monkeys are smarter than us, by the way. So it's not even an insult. They're actually fucking smarter. They're the ones that throw their shit out the cages at the zoo. And what are zoos anyway? Why do we allow that shit? That's caging the animals that are fucking smarter than us. And now they're running the country. Fucking monkeys. Anyway, that's what's happening. So, and it's the Twilight Zone. We are truly in the Twilight Zone. Okay, so we're going to pick pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. Okay, so I'm bringing this new deck in since everybody's so fucking afraid of dying. This isn't really a death deck though. Oh, I did want to talk about one other thing, but somebody asked me, and forgive me for not knowing who it is, but you will know who it is because you asked me to speak about your son, who is very suicidal and in fear. So I did want to talk about that before I do it. Actually, I don't want to forget and be flippant on that area. First of all, understand that depression is an energetic contagion. So a lot of the country is feeling depressed right now. It can also be hormonal, and you need to raise your cardio to raise the receptors in your brain to elevate your energy up when you're depressed. Number one cure for depression in the American Medical Journal, unless you're having a psychotic break at the moment, but let's just say you're depressed. I know depression is of the devil. The devil loves to get in through depression. When I say devil, I don't mean guy with a pitchfork and horns, okay? Not that. That's not, I'm thinking of the Seinfeld episode. Okay, I'll stop. Anyway, Anyway, the priest, he runs out. He's in the car and he sees Elaine's boyfriend all dressed like the devil. And he goes up to the car and he goes, la, la, la. And the poor priest is fucking dying. Okay, that's a Seinfeld episode. It's hilarious. It's the Red Devils team or whatever he was doing. Maybe it's a hockey team. I don't know because I don't pay attention. It is so funny. It's so apropos, but that's not the devil I'm talking about. Depression energetically is a lower vibration. When the vibrations are low, politics is a lower vibration. It keeps you tied astrally in a very low way. Okay, so it's very, very low. Depression, when you are depressed, you immediately choose basically to reside in that sludge because depression pulls your brain down. Then it opens the door for things to come in. Now, if you are so depressed that you don't know why you're depressed, that's the trick. And when we're talking about someone who's a teenage person, they have hormones. So it could be that. They're in the middle of this ridiculous situation everybody's in. It could be that. And it could be that they don't know how to correct it. Exercise corrects it. Every doctor worth his weight in salt who has a conscience will tell you, we'll put you on medicine for a time being, but you need to change your habits and the way that you think. It takes 21 days to rethink the way that you, for out of depression. It means when you think, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, I'm worthless, I'm useless, I'm better off dead, whatever the depressive thought is, that's the negative entities just on the other side of the veil trying to get in there, because if they can get you to believe that, they can manipulate you. You will do drugs, you will drink, you will do whatever the fuck, have random sex with strange people. You will do all of these things to try to make yourself feel better, which is exactly playing into their hands. So in order to correct it is to exercise. They want us depressed right now. They're telling us to walk around the streets in front of other people. Look, Starbucks water. That's right. I risked my life for Starbucks. So sue me. Anyway, they want us walking on the sidewalks, but we're passing a lot of people. You need to really elevate your cardio. What I would suggest if I had a child that was depressed and they chose not to go out, okay, because they were scared or whatever it is, understand empathic people pick up depression a lot more as well. And the whole world is acting like fearful right now. So anybody who's at all a healer, empathic, whatever, is going to pick up on that energy. Now, you should probably get some kind of a bike in the house that can do cardio, bike, treadmill, or do what Estelle does and run up and down your driveway 10 times, like literally short sprints, up and down, up and down, up and down, to get your heartbeat up and your cardio, because they've proven over 90% of the time ongoing depression can be cured by a lifestyle change. No alcohol, no drugs, and exercise that raises the endorphins. That's why people run. By nature, I'm a depressed person. 3 days of not exercising and I'm thinking about ways to off myself. I know what it is and I know what I do, but that's why my mental health is a fucking priority, period. I'm not going to not do that, because that's the thing that keeps me safe, is to do that, meaning not safe from disease, safe from my own thoughts. So it is as important as what you eat, what you ingest, what is around you energetically, what kind of chemicals you have in your house. Your mental health is equally as important. So for someone who is a teenager, they've got to educate themselves. I would play a game with this young man, and I wish I could remember your name. I'm so sorry. I apologize for that. I had it in my head and then lost, lost my mind and lost whatever, probably from the 5G affecting my brain or menopause, one of the two. Quite likely both. But if that were my child and he was stuck in the house with me, first of all, I would say to him every time, okay, this is just something I learned. I actually learned this in a little bit of a different way, but when somebody says to you, I should die, I'm not good enough, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm stupid, whatever they're saying to you, if you're in the room and they're saying it, I want to die, I want to kill myself, what you should do energetically, intention wise, is counter that with something else. So let me give you an example. When somebody says, oh, I've told this story before. I used to have a friend when my kids were in high school, and she would always say, oh, they're never going to get work. It doesn't matter. Nobody has a job. Okay, that was her opinion. But what I would say energetically, so I didn't bring that with me, is my kids always have a job. They always work, and that's never been their problem. So I would counter it. So you want to counter what your kid says in depression with something positive. When he says, I'm fat, ugly, stupid, not worthwhile, want to kill myself, don't feel well, whatever it is, you look great. You feel fine. You're going to do wonderfully. You're young. You will succeed. You have to counter it with a positive. Then he has to start doing this in his head while exercising. That's what he has to do. I mean, it's just a fact. You have to do self-talk. You have to do it. Nobody wants to go around feeling like shit. But once you open the door, then the entities can come in on the astral level and pull your thinking that way. They're invested in keeping you down. Just like TV is invested in keeping you in fear. Fear is a low vibration. If you're afraid, it doesn't matter if you're afraid. If you're in a war, in the Holocaust, sitting in a concentration camp, you're fucking afraid. That's not going to help you. That's not going to help you think. That's not going to help you get out of there. And they lived through the Holocaust. The ones that lived, lived. So what are we whining about here? I'm serious. What is everybody so afraid about? Are we in the gas chamber? I kind of think it could be going that way. It might be communism, gas chamber, modern day Holocaust. Anyway, long story short, you have to really change the way that you think. So you need to do that. So your young son needs to do that. The second thing he needs to do is watch what he's eating. He literally needs to watch what he's eating, because if he's eating anything that changes his mood, some foods change your mood. TV dinners, canned food, preservatives. He needs fresh food. He needs to cleanse. Now, what I would do against his will, I've done this to my older son. He caught on very quickly because he's pretty psychic. He knows when I'm up to shit in his room. Anyway, when he was growing up, I used to do this. So when I felt like he needed to clean his energy and I didn't want him to know when he was little, I put salt and vinegar in his bath and told him, don't wash your face with the bath water. I put some special stuff to make it special. I was fibbing. It was salt and vinegar, and I wanted him to get it in his eyes. But anyway, I would actually clear his energy. Now, for a teenage son that's not going to let you bath him, they kind of stop around the age of 8, right? I would get a mason jar, and I would put like a pink salt, Himalayan rock salt in there. I would put olive oil in with it. If you have holy water, I think the churches are closed. You can make your own holy water by praying over water with rosemary in it and salt, and asking God to bless the water. You can do it as much as a priest can do it, okay? Because man on earth God's going to come through you if that's what you think. I understand, but the churches are closed, so don't go getting arrested at a church. Just don't do it. Okay, so anyway, you can do that. You put it in a jar. You put the Himalayan pink salt in. You put rosemary in. You can get both of those things at the grocery store. Olive oil, because olive oil is healing, or coconut oil, but it needs to be liquid, okay? Your intention is to clear the energy. So you put it under your kid's bed where he doesn't know it's there, because if he's a teenager, he doesn't want to know that you're doing stupid shit like that, because I got yelled at for that shit before. But you do that. Also, keep in mind, this is a very strange thing to say, but I actually had this experience. Sometimes the things that we hold around us, our mattresses, our whatever carries what's that stuff? Dust bunnies and all that kind of stuff can carry negative energy. So you might want to switch out. Tourmaline and rose quartz are amazing. Take a bath in them, put them under his bed. I would grid my kids under their beds. They got hip on this though, understand. But your son might not because he doesn't know that you're doing this. He just knows that you're frightened. Don't be frightened for your son. No matter what he says to you, stand in his face with love and let him know that you know that he's not going to do that. Show confidence in him to pull himself through it. Do not be, I'm so afraid you're going to die. Don't do that. Stand up in confidence. You're a good boy. This is not what you're going to do. This is not intended for you. You have purpose. Speak with direction towards him, even if you're scared shitless. Okay. All us mothers have been scared shitless of our children doing some stupid ass thing, and hug him. Exactly. Whoever said that, hug him and let him know when he's asleep. Pray over him. He'll catch you and scream at you. Had this happen too, but pray over him. Talk to him. I just burnt a pot of vinegar and sage on the stove in the studio here so that it would clear the energy. So I did that, but you can talk to your son, but I want you to teach him to counteract, and he needs to do, since we're all in quarantine, I don't see why he can't go run around the street 15 minutes 3 times a day. Just say to him, this is what you're going to do. Every time you say that, we're going outside. So this is what we're going to do to correct that chemistry. It actually corrects it. This is why I exercise every day. Every day. This is why I do it. This is why my kids do it. So I don't think about ways to kill myself. I'm quite inventive when I get depressed. Very inventive, in fact. And I can think of these things. I know it's wrong, and I know I'm not going to do it. But the intention of it is energetic from souls outside of us that attach to sensitive energies on people's structure, because this planet is very hard to live on. Do you blame teenage boys? I don't blame them. Teenagers. Excuse me, not just boys. I mean, how are they supposed to even... This shit that's... Turn the TV off, too. Put happy movies on. It sounds really weird. Put movies on that show... kind of like an underdog winning, somebody who didn't have a lot, but then he won, that kind of thing. Anything like that. Keep praying to your kid. Talk to God. Say, God, please relieve this kid. I have a feeling with whoever I'm talking about, and I'm actually going to have to look her name up so I say it. It's going to drive me crazy because I don't like to address people like that. Hello, folks. Sorry, that's not who I'm addressing. Just struck me as funny. Because I'm basically that person. Okay, so let's look here. I want to find, okay, here she is. Okay, her name on here is LOERA_kids760. So I'm talking to you. Okay. She's asking, with her kids got suicidal depression. She's asking for any advice. She doesn't know how to help her son. If the depression got to the point where he's locked in his room and doing shit, you're going to have medical intervention for time being. But within the context of that medical intervention should always be exercise, always, to correct the brain chemistry. They've proven that. That's proof. That's in the American Medical Journal. That's not me making up shit because I want your ass to look better. That's absolutely factual. And then you have to teach him that they want him to do this. When I mean that, what I mean by that is our whole society with this fucked up media news and TV is trying to make kids, people, think one way. It's manipulation on so many levels. No wonder sensitive children have this issue. Reiki as well. Tell the mom, I mean, she can't go out and get Reiki right now, but tell the mom to go out. Ask God to work through your hands. Sit next to your son in his energy field. Just sit. Mine always scoots away still, like as if I'm gonna like muck him up or something. I kind of creep in there behind. They're very aware, but you just have to sit beside him or whatever, or close enough, you know, just the touch, the hug, the constant contact. Every time he throws something negative out there, turn around and say to him, well, I know I know you feel that way, but you are so much more valuable than that. Correct it with a positive. Get him to start doing it. When he says that, then say to him, if I have to listen to you say that, you need to tell me one good thing about yourself too, why you're needed on the planet, who needs you. And then if he threatens it and it becomes too overwhelming, you probably do have to get some intervention. I don't know who's coming to your house now. See, that's fucked up too. So if it's an emergency, you're going to have to get someone for his own protection if that's what it is. But all these other things can be done around. Tourmaline, I kind of tend to think if you brought obsidian in there too, it might break the issue out. It might, like, he might be able to tell you where that depression is coming from, because is it situational? Is it societal? Is it traumatic? Where's it coming from? Does it run in your family? If it's genetic, then you know that. So then it's a genetic thing. If it's a genetic thing, tell him he needs to correct this. This is now his responsibility. Just like a person who's bipolar that goes off their meds. Though it'd be really fun, you can't really go off your meds and then get upset when you get arrested for robbing banks and whatever it is they do, right? You remember, what's her name? Oh my God. Oh my God, what the hell was her name? She was over in Glendale. She played Superman's girlfriend, but God, what is her name? Look at me, I'm like stuttering. See the 5G's zapping my brain. Oh my God, she's older now. She'd be in her 70s. Anyway, she had a breakdown and she was hiding behind trees and her underwear, this and that. You have to take responsibility for your health, and you need to tell your son that your health is your responsibility. So let's figure out how to get you responsible. If somebody is overweight, their overweightness is their responsibility. They have to start getting healthy. It is their job. It's not an accident they got there. Neither is it with the person talking about suicide. There is some sort of connection to how they feel and what they're saying. So we have to first take back what they feel to an observation point, and they can observe, watch the emotion, and then not react to the emotion. Write it down, but put the holy water under their bed. Make your own holy water. Rosemary, Himalayan salt, and olive oil in a jar. Shake it up, shove it under their bed in the middle, preferably where they sleep, closer from the heart chakra up here. That's where I put it in Jason's room. Find it every time. Remove it and then shove it under my bed. That's, my kids are cheeky like that. But anyway, do that because that's the holy water. When he's sleeping, literally go pray over him. Stand by the doorway, whatever it is you can do. Ask his guides to make him see something clearer. Try that. But I mean, if you have to call a doctor, do that too. Do whatever you have to do, honestly. Okay, long-winded, but that's what I wanted to say. So I was talking to her, so there. Okay, so now I'm having a hot flash, or I'm being radiated from outside the window, one or the other, and I'm now going to drink my water. I'd rather be eating my whipped cream, but if I showed you that, you'd never tune back in again. This is the Day of the Dead deck, so I'm going to start with this. I'm going to use these tonight, but they were so interesting. It was the most beautiful deck. Not a huge fan of the Day of the Dead, but it came out and I saw them, and the colors were so vivid. The imagery is just so, I mean, just so vivid. It's the, oh God, Morte, I can't say it right, but whatever, the Day of the Dead, where you honor the dead, and it's the tarot deck. Look, I mean, it's just so unusual. So it's all how you see people celebrating it. I can't even say it, but so interesting. It's this deck on the back, so you can see. That's one of the decks I'm going to be using. It's just beautiful. I mean, look, see? It's so vivid and so pretty. So I thought it was really nice. When I went into the store, I had to order these and get them because somebody had stolen them off the shelf. Some bad card stealer did it. And it's way before, well, obviously the stores aren't open. So we have that. And then I'm bringing in my herbal deck. This is my all-time favorite because, see, look, the rosemary on the back. And then we have the herbs with the traditional tarot cards, right? So I love the herbal deck because it kind of medically makes me feel, yes, that's it. The Day of the Dead deck. So we're going to mix that with the herbal deck. And then, of course, we have the Robin Hansen deck. Robin Hansen, whatever it is, that one. My little deck that I love that is kind of like caricatures, but it's bright and colorful and I like it. And then we have this John Holland deck. I've got to get my decks right. You guys probably know better than me. So I'm going to pick pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number 3. And I'm going to leave it open-ended in my thought, as in I'm not directing it to one area of life, but all areas of life. Okay, so this is what I'm doing. So I'm shuffling. I've pre-shuffled, but I'm going to shuffle a little bit right now. And we're going to put pile number 1, pile number 2, or pile number freaking 3. And we're going to see what is happening for everybody. You're going to pick your piles just on the number that you feel that you want, okay? Whatever your number is, it's pick it. It doesn't matter. And I'm not looking, although I did look at that one. I didn't mean to. I'm not looking as I'm looking at it because apparently I got to look at shit when I'm doing it. But I'm not now. So we're doing pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, okay? And then we're going to pull like 2 or 3 extra cards as we do it to clarify timing and to focus on things that are a little bit different. Okay, so we're doing that. Pile number 2, pile number 3, pile 1, 2, or 3. Now I can't count. Oh God, you know what deck I'm going to throw in? You know how I love this, okay? Hello, people. The Naked deck's back. My favorite deck. The Naked, the Sexual Magic deck. Remember, it looks like this. It's got naked people everywhere. This is the back. This is the front. I just have to because I have no life right now. Just saying. We're not supposed to touch anybody. So that just ruins everything, right? I'm kidding. I'm going to hug people. Sorry. All right. So deck pile number 1. These cards are fun. That will be like the good part. Pile number 2, pile number 3. If you're a little kid, don't pay attention to me. It's not really what I'm saying. The Naked deck, that's what I'm calling it. I remember when I looked at it in the store, I'm like, do you have any like naked decks? They pulled them out from behind the counter. Like the adults in the store would be stocking, they have to hide them because people take them. I'm like, can't they just go online? Like, that struck me as hilarious. Look, what do you mean people take them? Well, they take certain pictures. And I'm like, okay, stop. That's fucking ridiculous. Okay, so pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? Before I interrupt anything, Stella. Okay, my energy's in a happy mood. Okay, pile number 1. Here we go. Oh my God, interesting, you guys. All right, this is very interesting. So first, I'm going to read the cards, then go at it psychically. In other words, I'm going to show you the cards and then what I get psychically, which is just how I do it because that's who I am. Okay, so we have the 6 of Pentacles, pile number 1, all right? This is directed at a work card. This is organizing, processing, and putting things together work-wise. Then we have the 5 of Rods. So whoever this is for, there's opposing questions and opposing ideas about how to put your work into action. Okay, there's this is like a conflict from that or a different way of seeing things. It's that kind of thing. And then we have, what one is this? This is like the Ace of Swords. This is cool. I don't ever use the Day of the Dead deck. I know the nude deck, right? It's naked. Naked deck, naked people. Naked people. Okay, we'll never see anybody naked again if it keeps going this way. If you people don't fight for our right to be naked and hug and, you know, preferably with some kind of cooking oil on. Sorry. Okay, Ace of Swords, you guys. Okay, Ace of Swords. Now that's very interesting as well. Then we have, let's see. Okay, this is the Knight of Pentacles or Knave of Pentacles. Look at this guy. He's trying to roofie this chick. This is what I think of this. No, but this looks kind of fun. I don't know. See, she's drinking something. Okay, she's drinking something. But look, to me, when I look at this card, honestly, take a look. See her finger in the candle? This is kind of like somebody who's into a little bit of pain and pleasure kind of thing. I don't know how it pertains to the reading, but I'm just showing you the cards. Kind of like that card now. That's a good one. And then we have Daydreams and Decisions with the John Holland deck here. Remember this deck, green on the back? So we have Dreams and Decisions with this one. This is an oracle deck, not a tarot deck, just so we're clear. Okay, so first of all, with pile number 1, there's a strict focus on work, and the time frame is within the next 6 weeks, so a month and a half. How you push your work forward, and do you speak up for yourself in work? Do you stand up to what's going on in work, and do you make decisions based on what other people tell you about your work, or do you make decisions on what you feel is best? That's part of it. And are you being swayed by somebody who's trying to get you bare ass naked and trick you and tell you what they want you to do while you're playing a game with them. So drop the games work-wise. This is more of a work card reading than it is actual sexual, even though with the naked thing. But what it is it means that you are being swayed because of your desire to be around somebody who's giving you information. You either really like them, or you like how they are, or you want to be included in their group of people. Okay, so you have to be careful. Your personal desires are getting in the way of your goals. So reassess. That's how I would word that. And are you thinking about how to really get a hold of what it is you want to do? Are you talking about it, or are you taking action? Are you thinking about it, or are you really doing it? What is it you are doing at this point in order to put into action your work situation? What are you doing? Okay. So there's a problem with thinking it and not doing it. So what are you not doing because you are thinking about something else? So there needs to be congruency in thought. This is what needs to happen. We need to be congruency. Modes, turn your phone sideways. My phone is sideways. I don't know who's talking on. Oh my God. Okay. So, oh my God. Oh my God. Naked cards, I think. Wait, where did the chats go? Oh, there they go. Okay. So what needs to happen is you need to be congruent in your work focus. The way to do it may be to write out a bunch of scenarios work-wise, which way you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to do things, and then start taking action with it. Remember, your desires are getting in the way of your success. So what are your desires right now? What is it you're focused on? Do you want to go off with a lover more? Do you want to do something because you want somebody's approval? This is what this is about. Are you sure these are your choices? So pile number one, that's very important for you. You need to make sure that these are your own choices. Now I'm going to throw another card. Okay, so I'm going to throw another card. You need to make sure that the choices that you're making in reference to your work, I want you to hear me, are exactly what you want, because other people are trying to sway you, and they're trying to sway you on your vulnerableness to have them in your life or to have them as a friend. Okay, so I want you to understand that. Now, we have the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is very interesting because this tells me you are now setting boundaries in a spiritual way to learn to be successful in a spiritual way through your own boundaries. This is what you're learning to do. So this is a boundary thing. This is something that you actually have to decide. Does this resonate with who I am? Do I allow this behavior behind me, around me? Or do I sit, wow, okay, there's a dead guy across the table from me, and I actually know who it is. I'm not going to say, just literally walked right through me. Have not picked up on this person since they passed away. It is ice cold. And I will send a message to their wife because I just got him sitting, staring right there, looking at me. Unbelievable. Absolutely fucking unbelievable. Okay, sorry. I can see him, but I know who it is. Came to me in a dream last night, just sat down right there. Have not been able to see him straight. Boom. Amazing. Okay. All right. Sorry, shaken, but going ahead. So this is spiritually for you to decide if that's your boundaries. Okay. So do you agree with what is being said to you? Do you agree with how it's being presented to you? Is it okay for you on a certain soul level? So like, let's say you're against people who do drugs, but you work in a marijuana clinic and it's making you money, but it's not what you want to do because ultimately you don't want to do that. Then you have to consider, is the money worth what you're doing? That's what I'm talking about with this, but it could be any business that you're in. And now I want to see the actual timing on this as well. So I'm going to pull one more. Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So I had to pull one more for pile number one, and I'm itchy. On top of it, I'm itchy. Oh, it's a bra thing. I don't wear it all day, and then I got to come in and wear it just to be polite. Torture. Okay, so this is the Tower card. So look at this. Look at this in this beautiful Rider-Waite herbal deck. It's absolutely beautiful. We have the Tower and we have the garlic with the Tower. So the Tower card is represented here. The Tower represents with Scorpio and Pluto. Garlic is transformative. If you eat garlic, it basically is a purifier. This is happening for you work-wise to purify yourself work-wise and move forward. Whatever is happening to you now, how you're being, I'm going to use the word roofied because you want someone's attention. So you're allowing them to come to you. This is purifying this for you so you have clear vision. Garlic and the Tower. This is why I love this deck so much. I mean, you just look at it and you get a feel. It's not that dangerous when you see garlic. It tells you that you have something that you need to cleanse from the self because something is getting in the way of the self. So you're taking the garlic, as in Pluto is coming in, the Tower is coming to basically move things about. That is absolutely amazing. I'm very excited. Still doesn't tell me a fucking time frame though, so I have to pull one more. Look at that. Okay, time frame of August. Here we have the Tower coming in to clarify, purify, and cleanse what goes on with you work-wise. And it is a master herb. It cleans everything. And then look what we have, the Strength card, okay? A Leo card, August. This is the time frame. The Strength card, this is very interesting. It's the cayenne peppers. You know what that does to your body. Tastes so good, doesn't it? But cayenne is also a cleanser, but this is now purifying into your strength. Exactly what I said. How do you maneuver on the planet in strength unless you speak your truth? That's exactly what it is. So pile number 1, you have between now and August to actually really orchestrate your work the way you want to. And whoever this person is, the warning in your reading, although it's very erotic, if you look at it, okay, you're very tempted by it. Very tempted by it. However, you're enjoying this and it always ends up going between pleasure and pain. And are you being forced into doing something because you want that person around you or connected to you? So make that decision and then decide, okay? Make that decision, okay? Make it for yourself. So it's going to be between now and August. So pile number 1. Pile number 1. So now I'm going to tell you who was here, then I'm going on to pile number 2. I never forget, but I have to speak because in case his people are here. So last night I was in a dream. I have no idea why I was actually out and about with this person in my dream. I was at like clubs and talking to them, and I have not spoken to them since about 6 months before they passed away. And I mentioned this person before. My little cousin Delaney and I were baking cookies at Christmas. She had to be 10, 11, okay, little medium in the family. I said it when she was born. I said she got the gift because they told me above her head. I saw it. Anyway, she was there, and I think it was the day after Christmas when my childhood friend Mike died, okay? So I can't remember. Actually, I think it's been like 10 years right now. We were baking cookies, and she said to me, somebody just died. Somebody walked right through me, and she described him. Of course, I thought it was Jimmy, not Mike, because I always go to my kid's brother, right? That's just where, and I couldn't feel it. I didn't feel it. Hello. Sometimes some little mediums are stronger than me and they pick up stuff, right? They pick it up before I do. So she had the dominant energy at that time and he chose to go through her. She described him to a T, well, the brown hair and everything. And I said, is it Jimmy? And of course, that's her cousin. And she's like, no. And so she said no. And I'm like, oh, that's who it probably is. Anyway, he walked right through her on his way out of this world and in. She described that, okay? So then our other best friend, Leonard, called me after that and told me that our friend Mike had passed. This is like 10 years ago. So anyway, last night he was in my dream and I just remembered it probably like midway through the day. It was very odd. I was like, why is he in my dream? I never have dreamt of him, nothing like this. Anyhow, loud speak to me pile. Okay, pile number 1 did. Anyhow, so as I'm sitting here right now, I was getting the impression that I needed to tell his wife that he was here, but from last night, and he literally sat down across from me and the wave went right through me like that. And I found it so interesting because now he's shy and somehow not here, but he was there for a split second to let me know that he was here. So I'll be talking to her after this is my point. But I mentioned on camera because it literally, the room got ice cold and it just came right through me. That's how it worked. Like it literally drops like 10 degrees. You can get hot when you're connecting with the energy and then it drops when they step in, and they do step in. So when you feel the room change, that's how it happens. Anyway, I was very excited because I think it's been 10 years. He's never come to me and I've never really tried to. My childhood friend, Mike, him and Leonard and I were best friends. And anyway, the last time I saw him was probably when I moved to California, but we spoke about 6 months before he passed. That was the last time I talked to him on the phone. Yeah, anyway, very interesting because he just literally, I looked and for a split second I saw him looking at me, which was weird because I dreamt of him last night. So anyway, I'll be calling his family after. That's my long story there. Now, pile number 2. I felt like I had to mention it in case they're watching so they know I'll be talking to them. Okay, pile number 2. Let's see what cards you picked. Okay, so you picked here, let's see, oops. You picked the World, okay, from the Herbal deck, which is so beautiful. Look, you guys, so beautiful. You picked the World. You also picked the 4 of Cups. Interesting. Chess moves coming up around that one. You picked the Strength card in the Day of the Dead deck. Look at the Strength card. Kind of looks strong, huh? Look at the artwork on that card. Isn't it cool? So cool. Anyway, you picked the Strength card. Then in the Naked deck, you picked the 7 of Wands. And this is interesting. This card is so interesting to me because look at the gray lizard here watching. This is spiritual evolvement through a relationship that you're in. And I'm going to word it maybe not necessarily sexual, but one that you're in because of the lizard here. Scorpionic energy, messages coming to you in a spiritual way, elevation through the lizard. The lizard observes and knows everything and grows from that as opposed to striking out right away. Lizards know everything, okay? So there's that. Okay, so we have that. And then on the John Holland deck, which is an oracle deck, we have the Teach card. So this is Teach. Now, this is interesting because this tells me within your family unit pile number 2, whoever you call family, doesn't necessarily mean kids, doesn't mean husband, wife, but whoever is your group of families, okay? Group of family. Can be genetic, cannot be, can be friends, whatever it is. The group around you, you are being looked to as a leader. This is what you need to focus on. You are the leader within your family group. So you are the person that people are calling, people are talking to, people are wanting to ask their opinions of. This falls on you. Now, you are also in the process through this experience, whoever picked pile number 2 out there, you are also evolving, okay, on a spiritual or energetic level. You are evolving. So this is both a exciting time and probably a fearful time, okay, for you. This is probably both in here, all right? It's probably very fearful and it's probably very exciting because you know you are evolving. Now, what is in your way? Not much of anything, actually, not much of anything except this 4 of Cups. Now, this is interesting because you are looking and you are playing a chess game right now. You are like, I am playing a chess game. Which way do I move in this chess game? What is it I do? How is it I respond? Who moves first? Do I speak first? Do I keep quiet first? What do I do? So it's very much a chess game for pile number 2, whatever that means for you. And I'm going to pull another card here, but that's what it is. It's a chess game. But you are looked up to as a leader. So a leader speaks, but does a leader keep things in, even though a leader knows what's going on around him? Does he keep things to himself so that other people don't know what he's thinking about, don't understand what it is, and then he still leads from a vantage point of having information and not relaying it and then putting himself in risk? So pile number 2, people may be going against you right now or thinking that maybe you shouldn't be doing certain things or you should do it this way because they have limited information. That is what the 4 of Cups is. It is the limited information around you while you play the chess game, okay? That is what's happening. So what happens after this chess game? What happens after you maneuver to the side? What happens, right? We don't know. So, oh, look at this. You become the Emperor. Now, the Emperor, of course, is an Aries card, but it is also a person that is completely in control of their situation and circumstances. Whether you are male or female, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if you're a girl or a boy or what you're doing when you're guiding people. It's about being in control, okay? So meaning you understand the consequences and you lead. A leader must be fearless. That is what you are. So you are being put in a position, I don't care if you're 10, I don't care if you're 35, I don't care if you're 85, you are being set up to be the leader because of your ability to play chess intellectual and discern accurately what is going on within the circle of your family. So people are coming to you and you have this information. Now, on a spiritual level, it also means that you are a healer. So you are being given the gift of healing. You were born with it, but you're being given the gift of healing undercurrent by the people coming to you. You have an opportunity to guide them correctly. Whether you think it's correct for you or not is not the point. And that's why you've been picked to do it, because you don't come at it from a point of judgment, which is really good. That's what's happening. Now let's pull another card. Hold on. Okay. Agua is good. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. You got the Queen of Wands. So you got the Emperor and the Queen of Wands. So you got the most powerful cards practically in the deck. Okay, so now with the Queen of Wands, this is very interesting because for you women out there that have picked this deck, you women out there are having some reproductive things going on right now. It does not mean you're pregnant. That's not where I'm going with it. But if you are pregnant, you're needing to take care of the womb area. It's going right to the womb area. With the Queen of Wands, I go right to the womb area and I look at that area there. I'm not looking at your womb, but that area energetically, and there's something that needs to be taken care of. The way that I would word it to you is you probably need to do some sort of cleanse in that area of the body. This could be through like raspberry juice. This could be through, I don't know, some kind of Reiki that you do to yourself, some kind of crystal that you put on your belly that is above the womb area when you sleep, something you put under your back to hit the back of your womb. But it is that area that needs to be reflected on. Now, another thing that comes to mind with this, for those of you out there that are having issues with not having children, like you didn't, apple cider vinegar, perfect. I just saw that. For those of you out there that have not had children and this is an issue right now for you, you actually need to forgive yourself for not having children in the timely manner you felt you should, or for comparing yourself to your friends. This card tells me that you need to actually sit down and discern for yourself. Are you going to take your responsibilities and parent your group and community and family? Or are you literally going to bring a person in to parent? So for some of you out there, this is a question of pregnancy. Can I get pregnant? Will I get pregnant? Am I too late to get pregnant? What's going to happen when I get pregnant? What the hell is going on? That is actually what I'm seeing with you. And I got to pull one more card because I want to know the timing of this, when you will come to this conclusion, decision, whatever. Okay, so we have the Nine of Cups, spiritual attainment. For those of you asking if you're going to get pregnant, yes. Now, the Nine of Cups is interesting because I'm going to put it between now and September because it's the 9th month. That's how I'm going to read it. That's what I do. Sorry. I don't even really read the cards. I look at them. They're pretty, but I get my psychic stuff. So you in September is going to be the pregnancy, the time frame between now and September. This is good. So whatever you feel is wrong with your womb is easily fixed, okay? Unless you've taken your womb out, and I can't help you with that. But it's easily fixed for you. Now, what else does the womb do, okay? What else does the womb do? The womb, it creates. In this group thing where I'm talking about you are the leader, people are coming to you for information. The womb is creative. That's correct, whoever said it. When people are coming to you for information, you also are able to help them with information about creating for themselves. So that is you, pile number 2. Let's see who's just texting me over here. Okay, we don't know. I'm just seeing if it's anything good, like, I don't know, like maybe Tom Hanks messaged me. I forgot to give out Rita's phone number. I will be doing that. I should do that before the next. Pile number 3, we should give out, please, if somebody calls her, let me know. I don't want to be on the hit list. So if anybody can give her phone number, let's look at Rita's phone number because I really think we should call her. She wanted us to call her. Okay, phone number is for Rita Wilson, 1-310-299-9260. 310-299-9260. She said we should call her and text her. So somebody should, but it can't be me because I think I'll go on some kind of a list. Oh, I know. You don't think anyone should call her. Somebody with a burner phone out there should probably call if they can. But yeah, I probably think the reason she put the number up there was to scramble the FBI, right? Like if she has every lunatic in the country calling, somebody's calling now. If she has every nut job in the country calling, then they won't know what the real texts are or not. They're going to get so many texts, they won't know which number's which. That's what I figured. Okay, now we're over that. Hello, folks. That word. Never say that word to me. Okay, pile number 3. Pile number 3. Okay, so now this is interesting. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, we have the Knight of Wands. So this is your first card, okay? Basically, information coming to you, or younger male, but information coming to you. I'm taking this at information coming to you. Then we have, and look at this shit, people. Get ready for it. Okay, but it's very interesting. We have the Tower. The Tower. The Tower really is the extreme of cards because I like the Tower, but wherever the Tower is placed, it's going to remove what is no longer necessary in your life, what you don't need, what you cling to, what's your security blanket, why you don't move forward, all the excuses you use, and it takes it whether you're ready for it or not, and it fucking shakes your life upside down like a motherfucker, okay? So, but it's in a very good way. If you can go with it and not be fearful of it, just say this is the shit that's happening and deal with it, it will change things for you in such a remarkable way that you will no longer be stuck with those things that you need to stick with in order to succeed in your life. You will actually be able to progress. So you really want the Tower when you're stuck in a certain area. Now, the next card, and this is from the Day of the Dead deck. I'm not saying that deck right. The Verta Morte. Please forgive me. It's a Canadian butchering Spanish again. This is the 5 of Cups. So this is change after that. And if you look at this card, it's really interesting because it's a matrix of change. There's a combination. The water is always emotional and spiritual. And then there's basically philosophical knowledge at the same time through this deck. You can read decks differently. It's very interesting. Different schools of thought. And then you have a maze at the top, a labyrinth at the top. Okay, so where are we going in our thinking? Are we going here? Are we going there? Have we changed the way that we think after the Tower? So that's interesting. Now let's go to the naked deck because we're always waiting for that. Now here we go. Okay, she's not really naked, but she's pretty bitchin'. Look at this bitchin' fairy here. I call her fairy because she's wearing wings. And it's the Justice card, okay? So it is the Justice card. This is interesting because it feels like the chaos that's coming on an emotional level when you are letting go of things is coming because something was not balanced for you. And look at that. Change your focus. So you have been hell-bent, pile number 3, on having something, and this I do feel is a relationship, actually. You, pile number 3, are talking about a relationship where you are so focused on having something turn out the way that you need it to be, because you need it to be that way, because it needs to look that way. It needs to be pink over here. It needs to be that way. Damn it, it needs to be that way. You need to shift your focus. And the Tower is coming in there because when we humans do stupid shit, because we like to do dumbass shit. We do like to ignore karma. We don't want to take responsibility. I'll admit it. I'd rather eat whipped cream, drink coffee, and fucking run the hills. Never pay a bill, just go off, probably not shower again. I'd love to, but we humans, we don't take responsibility. So the Tower comes in every single time that we on a soul level need a shakeup because of our own complacency. Now we're scared of it. Let's start embracing it, because on a karmic level, I'm doing, hi there, whoever just got here, we're doing reading number 3. I think you can rewatch this though after, but for number 3, it's about moving things forward because of your complacency. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, hey, if I didn't gain weight, I'd eat potato chips for lunch, breakfast, and dinner all day long. But that's not the way it works. So if I did that, I may just drop dead. There you go. So this, you have to change your focus. So this is about an event happening that makes you see things clearly. We don't like to see things clearly. Good God, put the rose-colored glasses on and sugarcoat this shit. That's how I like to see stuff, but I can't seem to do that. This is coming in for you, and you are going to start seeing things in a clearer way. With clarity comes responsibility to change your behavior. You cannot unsee things. So then comes a decision. If I see something, I have to make a decision about what I saw, and I can't just say I didn't see it. I knowingly walk back into the situation after seeing what happened. That's what I do. So this is about a choice, and you are going to choose to change your focus. I have the utmost confidence in you. Now we're going to pick another one because we want to see what the hell this means. Okay, so look at this. 9 of Pentacles. Your focus has been in one direction because it hasn't been, you're one of those people that needs someone to show me, or I'm not going to believe it. Show me. I'm from Missouri. Show me. Whatever that saying is. You are that person. Now it's interesting because you karmically, all you pickers of number 3 are karmically in a life cycle of 9, even if you're not. This is showing me that your life is very consistent with beginnings and ends and beginnings and ends and beginning and ends. Very consistent with this, okay? So it's been consistent with this for so long that this is just one more shift of things you're trying to avoid because it's always beginning and ending. Kind of like this. It flows like dominoes. That's part of what makes you afraid, but don't be afraid of it now because we're going to pull one more because that's what we do here. We have to pull one more to see the outcome and the timing because I want to see exactly what it is. But this to me is a relationship. Look at this. Look at this. Number 3. Number 3. Okay. Wait, what was it? I'm like, oh, it's the 8 of Swords. Sorry. Number 3. Okay. So number 3, I'm going to go out even on a different limb with number 3. Okay. So number 3, I ascertain this reading from what I'm picking up to be regarding a relationship. You're the only one that is directly focused on a relationship. I know everybody else is, but I'm talking, this just speaks to me of relationship. So the relationship that you're in and what you're going through in the relationship, okay, in the relationship that you're in, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a lover. This is going back to family. This is going back to a belief system. The way, and I'm speaking to the women in this one, okay, the women, the way that you, and if you're a man, it's probably about your woman. So, or your daughter or your mother or whatever. But the way that you view yourself, okay, the way that you see yourself has been ingrained through somewhat abusive circumstances from childhood or neglectful circumstances. This is what you're trying to shift. I have to throw one more. We're going to throw one more. This is what you're trying to shift. Once the tower moment happens and you see what you've not been wanting to see, which sometimes I do hate this planet because you see shit and you're like, fuck. Do I really want to fucking see that? Do I really want to be this mature? No, I'd rather flatten your tires. You say shit like this, right? Don't do that. That's came out of my mouth. So you don't want to live through that, but you see it, right? Okay. And then we are back to the 4 of Cups. So this is interesting. Then after the tower moment, and I'm going to tell you the time, I have to pull one more for the timing. After the tower moment, you kind of it's within the next 5 months, 5 weeks in particular. The tower moment comes and you end up going off on your own. So you go off on your own so that you can basically lick your wounds and assess the situation the way that you need to in order to move forward. I have to pull one more for you guys too. Not making sense. Hold on. Hold on. Definitely a man. I would say a man who may be a water sign. We have a King of Cups popping up. I was looking to see who the infiltrator was here. If you're a woman, your man is a water sign. If you are a man, your woman's got water sign in her, okay? So these, and I'm going to word it this way. Also, from the male perspective, what I can see happening is you may have a female, a woman, a person that you are with that has these issues and is just discovering themselves within herself right now. That is also going on. So I feel like you guys will be dealing with the childhood stuff within the context of your relationship within the next 5 weeks or 5 months. That's a huge thing, but it's a 5, and I'm not getting clear on if it's 5 weeks or 5 months. So that can happen. Sometimes I get a number and it might be weeks, not days. It might be it might be weeks and then, or months, or days versus weeks. So what I'm feeling with pile number 3 is this is a clearing on an energy level, old behaviors that no longer work for you because you were in a position of basically being enslaved by some pattern of abuse. Okay, so I would definitely say that. That is what I'm saying. All right, you guys. Okay, so there, that's pile number 3. Some of these posts are batshit crazy. Yeah, I have stalkers on here, or whatever we're calling them. Yep, that's right. Okay, I know they come in. I don't know. I figure it's people, the haters. It might be the trail trolls. That's a perfect word for these trail trolls. It might be them, and they might get a fake account and do stupid shit. Trail trolls, gang stalking. Yeah, the gang stalkers don't, whatever. Go ahead and do it. If you're big enough, step forward and do it. Otherwise, shut the bleep and bleepity bleep up. Yeah, so the pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3, that's basically what we got for tonight, which is really awesome, I think, or not. Oh, there we go. So, sorry, putting these down, looking away. Okay, I see the bad post. Yeah. People are fucked. They can write what they want. See, here's the thing. It doesn't even matter what they write. They can write whatever they want. Go ahead, do it. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and so have at it, right? That's the way I look at it. But let's look at, sorry, just rearranging these. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. We have gotten a text from something about somebody. I can't say that. Sorry. That's hilarious. All right. Okay. So that's a private little joke there. I thought it was like a text about something that's going on. All right. So I wanted to talk about this too, because I know I did my video because I'm, whatever. I can't speak later on. Like this time of day is really hard for me because I'm one of those like couch potatoes at night that just looks to crawl in. If I have to stay up till 11 o'clock at night where I can't be in fuzzy pajamas, I'm like, God, what happened? It's like torture for me. But I wanted to say there's a lot of prayer and meditation groups going on at the moment. I got like 3 messages for different meditations and different people. Okay. So what I wanted to say about that, I thought about it, and then I thought about it for a minute, and I thought, I can't wear my fuzzies because I look like a big fat blueberry in my fuzzies. Everything's blue. They're kind of creepy. They're baggy. They're worn out. I like them. The more worn out they are, the more fun they are for me, because, I can't wear like things that are too like designer or silkish or something, because I just feel like I want to put my fingernails through them. I want to rip them up a bit and make them a little bit more worn. I kind of like that in pajamas, in anything, just, a little bit aged. Okay, so on these group meditations, I have 2 schools of thought with it. It's really lovely to raise the vibration like that, but I don't trust it right now. Yeah, I don't trust it I can't even read what that said. See, I don't trust it as a group of people because for some reason, if they're asking us to do anything in a group right now, I'm not really participating in like the group consensus because I want my energy to come through truth wise. So I'm kind of keeping it. If it's groups that are huge, like 1,000,000 people, I don't know. And it would depend on who it is. So like the Pope said it, I'm not doing that one. That David Wilcox said it, seems harmless. But what I'm doing is instead of getting us all to do it at one time, I'm trying to get individuals to do it with their power while embracing other people in their circle rather than connecting. Hard to explain. It's a little bit of a difference when you're doing like meditation or prayer. So they're calling it meditation and they're opening up, and I don't know. A few. I did the David Wilcox. Yeah, well, I think that's a good one. That was a good one. You'll have to let me know how that was. I can't wait. Quarantine unless you are sick. We are not quarantined unless you're sick. It's called house arrest. Yeah, I know this. I know what's going on. I do know that. I feel like as a person right now, I'm just doing the prayer for everybody that I can, but it's not like I'm asking 25 people at the exact same time. I like to stagger it to keep raising it up rather than do it for like one day. I don't know how to explain it, but this is just my thinking. Margaret. There you go. You knew exactly. Thank God. That was going to drive me crazy. She's the one that did Superman and then was found in Glendale. I point to Glendale. Found in Glendale down the freeway behind me. Found in Glendale from not taking her meds. And, you know, there was a whole hoopla like that because she was like in her boxer shorts running down. She was missing her teeth and whatever. You know, that was a psychotic break and I feel really bad for her. And then we never really heard from her since then. Let's see how old she is because now I'm curious. Yeah, I'm talking about that. Okay. I've forgotten her name and it just drove me crazy. Somebody's very astute there. Thank God. Let's see. I think she has to. Oh, look, she's born October 17th, 1948. So she's 71 right now, or will be 72. So that's good. She's not dead. That's good. And she recovered from that. So that's good. That's who I was talking about. But anyway, with the group mass meditation at one time, I think you have to pick your people that you follow. Like if you look at the person, look at their eyes. She died? No, she didn't die. It doesn't say she died. She's dead? Why do you keep saying that? She died. Why does this not say that? Okay, hold on. Oh, she did die. Damn it. I just looked. She died May 13th. There you go. Aw, she did. That's why I haven't heard much about her. Yes, she did. Sorry, I didn't even see that there. Oh, well, now I'm sad. That's sad. Oh, suicide by drug and alcohol poisoning. Okay, come on. I didn't want to read that. I shouldn't have looked that up. That's terrible. Well, she probably stayed off her meds, and then if you need intervention and you're not going to get it, that might have been part of the problem, or she was self-medicating. That's very sad. Okay, so we don't want to pay attention to that, but she was a Libra. Libras are learning balance, so they will get unbalanced. I feel really sad for her. Okay, I'm over that. I shouldn't have looked. Yes, I just looked it up. I just saw it. You know what's interesting? Superman, what's his name? Christopher Reeves. I'm like, what's his name? Superman. When I was pregnant with Keithy, I was at NBC. I tell this story all the time, doing a show. Kevin Costner was on, he was doing the Tonight Show. I was doing another show. We shared a bathroom with the Tonight Show people in the hallway. I mean, the people coming there. So I was pregnant and I had to go potty. So I had to go pee. So I ran down the hall and there were Kevin Costner's guards out there, whatever, bodyguards. And they're like, you can't come by here. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm not an audience member. Like I'm actually on another set. I got to go to the bathroom. Anyway, they were cranky and I had to go under the guy's arm. And I'm like, you're not going to hit a pregnant woman, are you? And I had to go pee. So when I ran down the hall and I got into the other bathroom, because I ran away from that bathroom, who was standing out there? He was as cool as could be, very, very tall. leaning against the wall like this, wearing just blue jeans. And I can remember he was wearing like a, it was like a bomber jacket, but it had the tight wrists here like that. And it was brown. And he was reading his paper and he had his leg crossed in front. He was just as cool as could be. And I ran by and I'm running into the bathroom. I'm like, I've got to pee, I've got to pee. Because I'm pregnant and I'm running down there. This is before his accident. And I'm running down there and I start to open the door. He's in line. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I got to pee, right? And he's like, go ahead. So I look up, it's Christopher Reeves. I'm like, fuck, that's Superman. So I go in the bathroom, I shut the door, and then I realize you can hear everything in the bathroom, outside of the bathroom. And then I got pee shy. So I had to turn the water on, turn the hand dryer on, and then I had to pee. So Superman let me pee in front of him. I thought that was a very generous thing. Seriously. And then I was like really embarrassed. I'm like, Superman just heard me pee. So I was just hoping that he didn't really hear it. And when I walked out, I said hi again. And then I was just praying to God that we didn't have that bathroom moment. But it was okay. I just peed, so it was fine. Anyway, when we're doing the group meditations on, yeah, he was a very nice man. And I can tell you at the time that I saw him, it was probably within a month that he had that accident. He had the accident right at Pickwick, I think, right down the street. I just heard last night they're closing or trying to close Pickwick ice rink. And that's where Jason took his hockey lessons and everything, my Jace. He would take it all by himself and he'd go in that ice rink with these bigger guys, Aries Rising, and then play hockey and skate and do that. And I was always quite amazed because the Canadian in him came out, right? He wanted to play hockey. I thought that was really cool because I never encouraged it because I'm in California, so I didn't even think about it. But he found his way to the hockey rink. Anyway, right across from there is Pickwick where they ride the horses and they do all the jumping and stuff. And I think that's where he had his accident. I might be wrong on that, but anyway, at the it was like within the week. But when I walked up to him that day, there was no energy coming from him. Now that I think back, if I were to say anything, it was like his energy was in a vacuum. And I don't know if that had anything to do with what was going to happen or not. And I was reading that. Canadian, eh? Yeah, exactly. We're Canadians, eh? We are. I am. So that was very interesting. Anyway, when we're doing the group meditations, especially like transcendental meditation, when you open up, so you're a clear channel through the crown chakra. And if you're going up and deliberately connecting with like a million people, you want to make sure you know who's guiding you and you want to feel it. So look at them. That's why I didn't go with the Pope with that one. That's not where I'm going to go with it, just because my thinking is a little bit different on that. But what we're doing when we do it here is we are praying for people and we are embracing, but the way that I'm looking at it is we're coming at it sideways in order to raise up together. This is raising up, opening up through, and then connecting. It's the same thing, but a little bit different worded. So it's kind of interesting. I'll have to hear you guys' opinions on it. Celebrities have handlers. Well, of course they do. It's all about money. All people have to decide from themselves I don't even know who Lori Daybell is, so forgive me for that. What are your thoughts on transcendental meditation? I'm not sure how I feel about it. I tend to work, I am not sure how I feel about it one way or another. I'm sure it's great. I know a lot of people who do it. Personally, when I'm meditating, I kind of ask to connect like with the God source. So I ask for God's protection. That's all I can tell you. I don't know if you do that because I'm not really a transcendental meditator. So I don't know who hasn't sold out. You have to kind of look at their eyes. Choose your eyes and send good. Okay, yeah. Time and service. Oh, thank you guys. See, I can't even read it. I know, I see satanic there. Okay, Kurt Cobain's daughter. Yeah, interesting. I feel bad for her poor dad, all that. It must be really hard to grow up in the eyes of somebody that famous and with your mother that famous or that infamous and then be a little kid and try to be yourself, right? That must be very difficult. Same with Elvis's daughter. I don't think it's worked. Patrick Swayze, I have to get back to my videos. I get so sidetracked because I don't even know what planet we're on. Oh, that's right. The planet that's been taken over by the monkeys and we're in the Twilight Zone. That's the planet. This is planet Twilight Zone, Prison Planet, Twilight Zone episode, whatever episode that was. Rod Serling, fucking genius, right? Look at that. That's Sigil Magic. Look at that show in the 60s. Look at that show. Okay, Rihanna, if you can't tell, I can't tell you. I'm just going to go with a yes on that. If you can't tell, I mean, sorry. Look at the show Twilight Zone from the 60s. Can you, look at the shit that's happened. Look at that. Do you remember? Okay, I so love this episode. You guys probably remember it. Okay, Twilight Zone. And I think it was Donna Dixon that was in it. And the only reason I know that, do you remember the Beverly Hillbillies? Donna Dixon was the daughter or the sister or whatever she was with the, the little booty shorts on and I can't read Chinese or Japanese or whatever that is, but thank you. She had the ponytails and she was the cute one in the Beverly Hillbillies. Okay, so she was in that episode. I think it was actually her in that episode on the Twilight Zone where she is in a hospital. Ellie Mae, thank you. Yes, I didn't really, Donna Dixon. Donna Dixon is Canadian boy's wife. Thank you, Donna Douglas. God, see, I mix names up. Anyway, she was in that Twilight Zone episode. So she's real cute. She kind of looked like a little Marilyn Monroe at the time, right? And then there's a cute guy. Okay, I don't know who the poop head is, but so there's a cute guy in the thing, and he's like muscular but in good shape, and he's a handsome guy, and he's like the orderly. So they're in the hospital, right? And all the people look like pigs, like their noses are like this. I'm always hesitant to push my nose up in case it stays from that. So they're all up there and they're all like, they look like pig faces and they're all in there and they're getting like plastic surgery to get pig faces or some kind of surgery. And she's the nurse and the guy is the other guy, right? So it was so interesting because the two pretty people thought they were ugly. Now, haven't we come to that in this society? We got people doing all kinds of fucking shit. All kinds of shit, okay? We've got people doing all kinds of shit to fix their looks. I know, it's totally terrifying. We are living that Twilight Zone episode, exactly. Rod Serling died young, too, at the age of 50. Well, he's probably sold out because he knew all that shit. He saw, that's like Sigil Magic. You understand when I'm talking about Sigil Magic that they have to show you before they do it because there would be no free will. But I'm even giving up on free will at this point since I'm just looking at the way that we're being run and I'm thinking nobody has the say so. Like we're just taking stuff blindly without, I'm sorry, if you're going to do anything, research it, research it. If there's 1,000 or 100,000 or 500,000 people dead, they're dead. But how old are they? What were their pre-existing conditions? Did they have no pre-existing conditions? Who did they come in contact with? Were they in the hospital prior? What countries are they in? What's the water like? Like I need to know a lot more of everything, right? Just, I need to know a lot more. As I said, I had many a friend that contracted HIV and AIDS, and I know people that slept with them that never got it and even got pregnant by them and never got it. So I need to know a little bit more. Some people get it and some people don't. I mean, that's the way it is. TB. Why can people, TB is very, very freaking contagious. Downtown LA is overrun with TB, but I don't see quarantines everywhere and people walking down the street. I'm in Ontario, California. Oh, you're Ontario. Ontario, California. I know the Ontario airport makes me think I'm in Canada, but then I'm like, wait, no, you're in California. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is, did somebody use the word gay mafia? I just saw that go up there. I'm like, wait, isn't that 1998? There it goes. Karen Carpenter, yes. Something, okay, Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan admits to selling his soul. Malcolm X was good. The Black Eyes. Black Eyed Peas. Now that's interesting now that you say black eyes. I know they say they inject them through the black eyes. That's what they say they do, or they inject or they take out something, or I don't know, but they say it. But I do know that they all want to do the same thing. So when I see anybody doing the same thing, I'm suspect of it. Suspect. But anyway, so I hope Michelle Pfeiffer, she was so cute. Wasn't Michelle Pfeiffer cute? MBA. Okay. John Lennon. I've done John Lennon. Why does Tom Hanks always give people typewriter? I don't, well, it has Corona, but I think he's doing a message. with Donald Douglas, Eye of the Beholder. Thank you. Donna Douglas was in the Twilight Zone, Eye of the Beholder. That's exactly it. But still, that Twilight Zone, they called the two prettiest people or the two normalest looking people ugly, and the others changed themselves from that to look like the pig faces, which is what our society does with the Kardashian asses. Everybody's walking around wanting to do ridiculous things at a certain point. Overkill. I'm not saying a little bit, I'm saying like some of it, I don't know, doesn't look right, or some of it's kind of ridiculous. You know, it's the same kind of thing. So it's the eye of the beholder. All right, so now I have to go because I've been texted. Okay, so what we're gonna do, because we have the person I mentioned earlier whose son is suicidal and having problems, we probably want to pray for him so that he is relieved from those thoughts. So we want God to take those thoughts from this young man, this teenage boy, so that he doesn't have these bad thoughts. So basically, maybe tonight, what we could do is actually ask God, our God, whichever God we pray to in our belief system, to actually take away people's fear and take away their depression so that they're able to have happiness come back into their lives, like relieve them. We don't have to carry fear and depression. So let's ask God to take fear and depression from everybody that we know, the people that we know, the people that I spoke to, that lady, I don't know her name. Maybe she'll tell me her name. It was like an acronym or a handle on there. But her son that she's worried about, there's a lot of people depressed. So we need to open the energy up so that it's not depressed. So we remove depression. How is the virus Satan? Okay, well that now you're going to make me answer that. Okay, I don't know that the virus quote is Satan. What they want to do, wait. Okay, sorry, Jeff Buckley, I just saw that. What they want to do with the virus, what's being stated out there by ID 2020. Number one, certain person who used to run Microsoft wants mandatory vaccines. They want a paper to show people that people have had vaccines. They want to put vaccines and chips in you so that they can control. That's not made up. That's actually being presented. And with this virus being out there scaring everybody, okay, everybody's scared with the virus being out there. What happens if we're so scared and we want to go to the movies so badly, or go get a booty call, or go get fried chicken down the street, whatever the hell it is we want to do, that we agree to these things just to get out of our house? That's why we must fight it. We must not allow that. We must say, we need to wash our hands. We need to be respectful of people's space. We need to know when we're sick and not go out. But we do not need to do the rest of that because of our fear and not thinking. We got to think. So what, we're afraid? Okay, fear's good then, if you want to look at it that way. But when you're asking what is Satan about that, where it's going, the whole world's shut down. That's not right. That's not right. I'm not saying we should be flying over into infected countries or them here, but it's not right what's going on. For what's going on, it seems a little bit odd. I'm sorry, it just doesn't sit right with me. I don't know what to say. That's what I got to say. So I think tonight our focus, with our intent, with our prayers, we maybe should focus for people so that their fear is relieved. Give it to God. God can take it and you don't have to carry it. If I don't have to carry it, God can carry it. And the depression. So we want to give that up for everybody and everyone around, okay? Everyone around who's having these issues, so that we can really lift the energy up. Because if we can focus from observation without absorbing it and detachment, then we can make the proper decisions for ourselves as human beings and not be railroaded out of fear. Out of fear is when we do stuff. If we're told we're fearful, we'll do anything to get out of that feeling. That's ridiculous. Step back and observe it. Think for yourself. That's all I'm saying. Think logically. If you can go to the grocery store, literally, look, I'm itching my nose. Sorry. If you can go to the grocery store logically, and you think, and you can walk around your street. I just saw the cutest little girl out walking. She was with her mom and dad, and they had a baby. a younger one, and this little girl was like 4, and she was in her princess outfit. She had on her like pointy hat and her veil, and it was like in seafoam green, and she was skipping down the street with her mom, and she's like, I'm a princess and I'm out on display. And I thought, that is so fucking cute. She was so cute, okay? So cute. And she was out there. But what I'm saying is, think about it logically. Think about it. If you know people that have it, ask them what it was like. Ask them their age. Ask them, did they have any pre-existing conditions? Ask to see the facts. Ask to look at things. Research it. Don't just listen to the media. I listened to 2 on purpose, against my will, but on purpose for someone else. I literally listened to 2 different news stations, and I'm not even going to mention them. 2 totally different stories. That should not be allowed. Why do you have one story here and one story here? Completely opposing. No wonder people are confused. No wonder people are confused. If you are confused, something is not truthful. Remember that. No, don't be scared. Whoever's there, whoever just said that, don't be scared. Give your fear to God. Fear does nothing for you except make you react. This is how people lose billions of dollars. Billions. This is how people lose their life savings. They get fearful of something and they throw their money into something because they're reacting out of fear. React out of strength, not fear. Strength. You have a mind. You have an ability to see things. You have a right to govern yourself the way you choose. We need to stay. Oh God, I didn't see what that said either. You have a right to govern your own body and your own mind the way you see fit. You don't have a right to make other people sick. So if you're sick, stay home. Other than that, you're not sick till you're sick. I can't even get into this. It sounds like I'm in some kind of like who's on first game, right? Who's on first? Who's on third? What's on first? It seems like I'm like talking like this. So what we need to do is actually, there's a lot of people in depression and there's a lot of people who are afraid. So let's pray. Let's say prayers for those people. We have our prayer people that we've prayed for all the way along. Let's do that. We are strong. Okay. This is what we say. I am a strong, independent, observant. I cannot say that. Healthy, abundant person now. That's just it. Happy. Add happy in there too. Put it in there because that's what you are. Even if you feel fear come in, say, okay, that's a feeling. See, I think the reason people respond out of fear is because they won't just sit in the feeling. They have to get rid of it. So they have to do something. Sit with the feeling. We all have fear at different times in our life. Sit with the feeling and see what happens. That's all I can say. Okay, I have been blabbing too long, so I shall talk to you guys soon. Have a really good night. I really hope it's not raining tomorrow. I love all of you. I can't even thank you guys enough. Have a wonderful night, and I will see you soon. Bye, you guys. Peace out. Bye.